Our brand new Get Started with Jewellery Maker page has been created to provide help and guidance for jewellery making newbies. If you need design suggestions, hints and tips, or help with perfecting your jewellery designs, we're here to help. Head over to facebook.com/getstartedwithjm, where our talented in-house designers are happy to answer your jewellery making questions, offer inspiration, and get you started in your jewellery making journey. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
You can watch our Jewellery Maker show every day on our website by clicking the Watch and Buy Online link in the top right-hand corner of our homepage. Buying with Jewellery Maker online couldn't be easier. Just head over to our website, JewelleryMaker.com, and click on the register link. Simply fill in the required fields and you can shop 24/7. You'll also be privy to a faster checkout and personalised offers. Jewellery Maker, your one-stop shop for all your jewellery making needs. The Jewellery Maker Wall of Fame is where you get to showcase your skills as a jewellery designer. Each week, one lucky entrant will win £100 credited to their account, and the runner-up receives £50. If you want to enter your design, just send a photo to studio@jewellerymaker.com, or you can post your photos to Jewellery Maker Studio, Ivy House, Henley Road, Studley, B80 7DU, and make sure you don't forget your customer number. Get making and good luck. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, but being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates through items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from Jewellery Maker. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
Well, hello. It is Saturday evening now. I'm still Vicky, but you're not Claire.
I'm not Claire. I'm Laura. Yeah.
Yeah. Bit of a change of scene, but actually the deals, well, they are pretty epic this evening. Just like this morning, we have got guaranteed 4 hours crammed with opportunity and crammed with extra special creations. This, oh my goodness me, is Laura's crocodile to inspire you to design and to create something special with the Viking knit. This is epic.
It's what I think this is the thing I'm most proud of that I've ever created.
It's epic. then in terms of combinations and in terms of styles, I mean, there's so much to want to talk about. This is an almighty design and style. And what I love about it is that it still has your flavour of texture that you always add to your jewellery.
Yeah.
You're very, you add lots of texturing to your styles. You know, and actually what I like about this, there is obviously very much a strong method, but I can also feel the texture, which is very in keeping with the actual, you know, the naturalistic qualities of what you've created.
You've got to give him a bit of dimension. You've got to give him that sort of character. And I've tried sort of my hardest to kind of do that. But I am proud of him.
It's an almighty creation, isn't it? Absolutely extraordinary. I know for anybody who's been watching, you know, we've obviously previewed this, we've given everybody the heads up of what's going on. So there are a lot of people tuning in specifically this evening to find out all about our crocodile and to name it.
I was going to say, can we name it? Yeah, because I haven't named him.
When we were together many years ago, we had Gary, the gecko, and that was some years ago. I mean, how many years ago do you reckon that was?
That's got to have been around about 5 or 6, I reckon.
I'm going to say 5 years ago.
I've got the clip on my Facebook page, and I'll share it later on.
I promise. If you go to Laura Binding's your Facebook page, just have a look at the fun we had when we first. And this was, as I say, 5 or 6 years ago.
It was a long time ago because it was when before we had such a wide range of wires, so we were a little bit more limited on our wires. We were just kind of testing the water with them a bit, wasn't it? So our resources were a little bit more.
Yes.
Restricted. Limited. So it was just a gecko, wasn't it?
It was. That was Gary the gecko. All together now? However, several years down the line...
He's evolved. Right?
He's
he's an alligator or a crocodile.
I mean, what is he? Are you going to go to alligator?
We think he's an alligator because apparently, we had to look this up to clarify, but an alligator has like a U shape mouth, and a crocodile is pointed, and his is quite U-shaped, so we were going to go for an alligator.
Okay, so although the kits are called Crocodile Rock...
I clearly can't follow instructions.
We've known that for several years now, haven't we? This is... right, so name the alligator is the fun of the evening, just like we had Gary. Now it started, and I will just explain, the reason that Gary the gecko ended up as Gary the gecko was actually, it was Larry the lizard. And then we realised it wasn't a lizard at all that you'd made. It was actually a gecko. So we changed Larry to Gary. So obviously, if you had a name for the crocodile, which is now an alligator, perhaps you could adapt that as well. We're open to all names. We're open, and by the end of the evening, we shall name the alligator. You know, and obviously, I'm putting mine forward. Ali.
That was my first thought. I quite like Mr. Sparkle. And it's nothing to do with alligators, but he sparkles. So I've gone with Mr. Sparkles.
Mr. Sparkles, the alligator. I'm not sure about that one.
But
it's your alligator.
No.
Oh, he's more than sparkles. He's a blinger, isn't he?
Mr. Bling.
He's Mr. Bling. Mr. Bling. Mohammed Alligator. Wow. That's the way that we're going to go with this evening. So if you do want to get in touch with us, if you want to be part of this evening show, it's always lovely to hear from you. We have some crocking deals tonight. Why the long face?
Oh, gosh.
It is really nice to know that you're joining us. You can text into 60777. Make sure you start your text with the word JM Studio so we know that you're talking to us, and normal network charges do apply. Give us your name and then tell us the name of the crocodile /alligator. Or alternatively, you can also get in touch with us via JewelleryMaker.com. Go to the live feed, and underneath the live feed with our little faces, underneath it then says talk to the studio, and you can send in a message and it comes straight to the gallery here in the studio. So if you fancy getting in touch, if you want to name the alligator, then we love to hear from you. This is the inspiration of the next hour. So from 7 o'clock this evening, this is the whole inspiration. But this is the inspiration of offering you the tools to be able to create the beauty of this design. It's also about giving you the ingredients. It's about giving you the detail. And of course, it's giving you the step-by-step instruction on how to get going and get go. Okay. Get going.
No.
So that is all to look forward to. That's your next hour from 7 o'clock. We look forward to having your company. I know, love you. Leave him in, move on. Stop there. Yeah, perfect. Before that, we have got for you something extra special for the first hour. We are genuinely going to whip up a storm the first hour. It's going to be fast, it's going to be furious. And we did say this evening, obviously this is Phil's last Saturday. Oh, he's in the mood for some serious saving deals this evening. So he's just said, so I said, should we do like maybe half an hour under 10? He was like, let's do the whole hour. Let's do the whole hour. And I went, but I'm sure we're not supposed to do a whole hour because obviously the strands that we've got, they're not under 10. He went, let's do the whole hour. So we're going to go for it. So as Phil's last Saturday before he leaves, the good news is that you've got some serious Saturday saver offers, some mega deals. So how about we get started? Remember, everything goes under 10. Everything goes under 10. Everything goes under 10. Did I mention everything goes under 10?
I think you've mentioned it. I'd say it again, just to clarify.
What about if I said everything goes under 5 on this deal? Oh yeah, under £5. That means you can buy 2 of these strands and you can go straight to the deal. A huge opportunity. £4.95 is all you pay. 280 carats of black agate large nuggets that you have here, and I love the fact that you've got the extensions of some of these more shard-like qualities. I mean, beautiful pieces like that put onto a leather band, and you've got a nice gents piece there.
Yeah.
And then you've got some textured designs, with a little bit more colour tonal, and then you've got these jet back beads that can work beautifully against other backdrops for designs in every shape and size. This is going to work, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially for this price tag. Less than £5 for one full strand of 280 carats. But obviously, you buy 2 of these strands, you're still under 10, and you've got yourself over 500 carats of genuine gemstones. If you fancy getting in touch, let's snap up those deals. Like it. Janetta is on form in Cheshire this evening. Hiya. We need as many crocodile and alligator puns as we possibly can. Yeah. No, that's me done.
That's why we need them, because
Exactly.
we clearly don't have any.
This is not a retail environment. This is a reptile environment. Help us. Seriously, save us. Save us. £4.95 is your first deal of many under £10 opportunities that we have for you. Brenda in Surrey says you are all so crazy. It's such fun. Billy Gator.
Blingator.
Oh, Blingator. Hang on, I can't see. I still haven't been to the opticians. Please, could you bring that screen forward? I'm so sorry, but I'm struggling with that.
To be fair, none of us can read that.
All right, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay then. I just thought I wasn't. Oh, I needed to go to the. Oh, that's all right. Then. All right.
That's close.
Oh, I can see that. Thanks very much. Looking forward to a really crazy evening. Great as usual, says Brenda. Bless you, Brenda. Lovely to have your company this evening. We will make lots of fun happen. We will have lots and lots of fun happening within this day. £4.95. Now, the good news is, if you've already bought from us today in any way, shape or form, perhaps if you've already got, maybe you got the book that we launched, of course, or perhaps you got one of the 2 DVDs that we launched today.
Yeah.
The good news is, it says that these are all added to your order opportunities. 1 postage and packing for the whole day. If you missed the deal of the day, I don't know whether we've got any left from the mid-show. I know we were down to about 20 or 30 left, 20 I think we were left in stock. So if we've got any of the deals yet, I will recapture that, because I tell you what, did you see it? I know you're probably driving
I
here.
was panic Father's Day shopping with the children.
Okay, so the good news is it's probably one of the most almighty opals you'll ever have seen.
Oh, wow.
I'm hoping we've got some left, I'm hoping. Right, obviously lots and lots to offer you here. Shall we do... under £10, and you get 10 So that's less than that. Okay, so that's £1 per. Under £5 means less than 50 pence each on these solid luxury bought ring clasps. They are solid sterling silver. They are luxury 18 karat gold finish. Standardly on top of a setting like this, it is 18K. Not always, but traditionally it is 18K on the plating. And you've got this luxury of the bought ring clasp. Absolute solid quality. And we were talking earlier on about the size of the lever. And actually for a lot of us, including myself, and especially with my family, we have quite a lot of my family members have quite strong arthritis, quite challenging arthritis, and we often talk about the availability of how you actually can use a clasp. And the larger the lever, and anybody who has dexterity issues, you'll totally agree with me, the larger the lever, the easier it is to work it. And often is the case, you can't actually bend your finger to get into the lever to use it with your fingernails. So you actually need to have a straight finger. So that lever is really important.
And also to try and find, when you put it on at the back and you try it, you've got to hold it open, haven't you, while you try and
such a
add
fiddle,
the
isn't
other
it?
side.
So these are a great size. Anybody who has that dexterity problem, and especially if you're giving a gift, you want the gift to be worn, and therefore you need to ensure that you're giving the practicality of wear to the clasp as well as the beauty of the design. And you've definitely got this. How many have I got left? Okay, we only have 40 available in stock. That's it. Alex the alligator, Angela says, named after my hubby. Aww.
Oh, Alex is quite cute.
I quite like Alex. That's quite a nice name, isn't it? And then we've got Susan in Hampshire saying, hi girls, what about TikTok the Croc? That's cute.
Yeah, TikTok.
Yeah, from Peter Pan, we like that. Like it. Keep it going, keep on going. £4.95 is all you pay. We had 40 available, but not for long. If you have got a phone in your hand, of course, don't forget your call will be answered as fast as you can. Oh, look at that. The W alongside the names there, like Tanya and Karen and Catherine, those mean web buyers. The T means telephone buyers. And you can see there, phone buyers now coming in because there are queues on those lines. Everybody will get the same chance to get involved. It's first buy to last buy, has the same equal chance. As long as you know if you're joining us on the web, if you check out your basket, your confirmation is guaranteed. As long as you know if you're on the phone lines, you stay on those free phone number lines. If you stay there, we'll process your call and everybody has the same chance. £4.95. Hold those lines. Margaret, you've got yours. Christine, Mandy, Carol, congratulations, Jenna. Everybody pays the final low price on this deal. Good size. And I like the fact that this is the size that you can use for a bracelet. If I kind of pull my wrist in, you can see that that's actually a really good size for a bracelet clasp. But also, I think for a neckline piece, it's still got a solid size to it that you could easily use that for a nice strong neckline piece as well.
Again, I think it gives a bit of stability. It looks nice and strong and sturdy, like you say. And again, that's a reassurance.
Yes,
as well as if you're giving it as a gift or as, you know, selling it, then you've got...
Well, especially when it's sterling silver.
Obviously on a necklace.
Yes, but when it's sterling silver, the reality is that you're adding that edge of quality anyway, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're adding that extra sophistication of impact to a jewellery design. Now, there are queues on the phone lines, and I was going to say there was 40 and there's not 40 anymore. Congratulations, Evelyn, you've got yours. Carolyn, you've got yours. Nottinghamshire Pearls joined us there. Lovely to know that you're joining us. Sandra's getting in touch, so hang on a minute. Will the graphics perform? Da, 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 da. Yay! Sandra says, Mr. Snips. I like that.
Mr. Snips is cool. That is cool.
He actually does look like a Mr. Snips.
Yeah.
See, Alex was working for me, but now I look and I think, no, Mr. Snips is pretty. Oh, you've got a really tough choice on your hands because I'm not getting involved in this. And then Daisy in Derbyshire, goodness me, Laura is incredibly talented. Her beautiful alligator/crocodile is absolutely divine. Amazing, just amazing.
Oh, thank you.
I like the alligator/crocodile.
Yeah,
it's like a hybrid.
It's your choice, I think.
Croc-alligator.
Yeah.
No, let's not. No. This could go horribly wrong. With us, we could be saying things that we would regret.
We've already learned that, haven't we?
Yeah, the hard way. Crocky McCrockface.
Crocky McCrock.
Hello, Mr. Crocky McCrockface.
Crocky McCrock.
That works for me. I love it. Deborah, Lord, elegant, snappy, sparkles, McBindy. Binding.
Oh my goodness. Do you know my name, Vicky? Do you know my name?
Oh dear me, that is funny. Crock-a-doodle-doo. Sandra's on form. Sandra, you are on form. Absolutely brilliant.
Oh dear.
Absolutely fabulous. Oh, that has made me giggle. Stay on the lines if you're still holding. That is going to be a sellout deal, it looks like. Stay on those lines to guarantee that you don't miss out on that opportunity. Right then, have you heard that in Hawaii it's raining peridot?
I have heard that. Yeah, did you say that this morning?
Yes.
I did catch a tiny little bit in like 5 minutes.
Thanks for tuning in.
I know. Before I grabbed the kids around.
Yes, you should know.
Yeah.
So, out in Hawaii, there's obviously quite a lot of oh gosh, I guess it's nature taking control. The volcano on the main island has exploded and the eruption is pretty catastrophic, actually. I was there for my honeymoon. And we had, oh, did you go there as well? And it's the most beautiful island. It's the most amazing place. And actually you can watch. At the time before the volcano erupted, you could actually go and just watch on a night time the lava actually going into the sea. So it's never been dormant. It's always been active. But they've kind of lived around it. They've almost just, appreciated the fact that they've got this amazing island, but actually that they knew that there was a turbulence. And that turbulence is amazing for gemstones. It's an incredible scenario though, and something that we've never heard of before, that actually it is raining peridot, because peridot is found in kimberlite pipes of volcanic activity, as are diamonds. So the power and the pressure of a volcano is what creates peridot. And essentially what volcanoes do is as their pressure and their heat collides two extraordinarily rare elements together, so you have this sudden massive surge and it pushes, and then because it's in these pipes, these kimberlite pipes, which often people call diamond pipes, but actually it's not just diamonds that come from these gemstones, but actually you got this surge, and all of a sudden this surge then explodes, and quite simply you've got meteorologists talking about it, to the world press, saying it is literally raining gemstones. And you are seeing this incredible gemstone of nature's power. And that's the thing about it. Peridot should never ever exist. In nature, the only reason it exists is because of the power of the volcano pushing two elements together in this massive heat. Wow. That is an absolutely balmy price.
That would be lovely to add to this, to the alligator design as well. If you wanted to add that sort of little bit of sparkle as well.
Even more sparkle.
More sparkles. Yeah. He would definitely be called Mr. Sparkles then.
He would, definitely. Not Crockface. You have the most exceptional quality here, a gemstone that really shouldn't exist if nature allowed the simple environment to form as without pressure. But obviously these volcanic activities create things that would never happen again. I mean, and there are moments in time, I know this volcano is erupting, but it's a moment in time that then will lay dormant again, or at least subservient, whereas here in this moment of time a gemstone has been formed of such high, beautiful commodity of colour, and this is natural green. There's a quality that you have here is absolutely magnificent. We are bringing you a distinguished grade of peridot, a gemstone that really holds its own. And when you have this intense pressure forming two gemstones, and these two gemstones, no, they're not gemstones, they're actual elements. When you've got these two elements colliding together, what you often often have is an imbalance. Sometimes you get more gold than green, and sometimes more green than gold, because nature obviously doesn't go and get a measuring jug and go, well, there's 50% and 50% and let's pour it in. Actually, it's that collision, and sometimes there is an imbalance. So to get that balance of green and gold is absolutely exceptional. You've really got the quality here. Jan in the Isle of Man has said there is so much peridot in Hawaii that it's part of the road surfaces. Wow. How is it we get gravel and they get peridot? Wowzers. I guess, you know, they're also having to deal with probably one of the most, the largest natural disaster on the island that they've had. And yet what's interesting is that when you have these moments, or when you really appreciate that moment of collision in nature, you see it visually with a volcano, but then you see the results. And, you know, isn't it a phrase that says, out of all bad comes good? Yeah. And perhaps in those moments, you know, we appreciate nature more. Yeah. And we can see that the beauty of nature in this gemstone. And perhaps, you know, sometimes I think as humans become very easy at just accepting that life is always going to be as one. But nature sometimes has those moments to make us stop and pause, doesn't it? And perhaps in these moments we treasure peridot in a different way by appreciating that cataclysmic moment that's happening in Hawaii. This is actually from China, so you've probably got here some of the finest peridot around. It's called Hunan peridot often. It's one of the deepest vibrant colours of peridot that we have, and you've got that quality, $4.95, less than £5. That is an absolutely crazy Saturday deal. And the good thing is Phil is 100% committed to making this the best last Saturday he's ever done. The very best last Saturday he's ever done. And actually this is the only last Saturday he's ever done, because this is his last Saturday with us. Yeah. So first and last, make it the best. Absolutely. What about Giggle Gator? Love all the giggles about Janetta. I like that one. I like that. Giggle Gator. Yeah,
that is quite cute.
That is quite cute, isn't it? Yeah. When we've got Gary the gecko
and Giggle
the gator. Giggle Gator.
Giggle Gator sounds better.
Yeah, okay. All right. If you would like to get in touch with us today, then please do get in touch via our website, or alternatively via our text message. Kath's in touch. She says, Jacksilla alligator.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Ooh. Oh, that is cool.
Bringing the kids together.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a heartstring one, see?
Yeah.
No, that's that.
Plucking away there. Kath's just plucking away the heartstrings. And Carol says, in the Highlands, she says, your alligator is so sparkly. Could a feminine name be suitable? Alexandrine. Alexandrine, the alligator. Yeah. Oh, that sounds like it should be some kind of Siberian, you know, goddess.
Yeah. I kind of want to put a bow on her then.
Yes. Well. Nice. We're open to all sexes.
Not defined.
No, not at all. We are open as one. So yes, get in touch with us if you have an idea. That's a sellout, by the way. Congratulations. Now then, let's go. They're not little. No, they're not little at all. Ah, I see. When you say little Labradorite, and I was thinking, but they're not little, and one actually Phil meant was little price. So we're not talking little strand, because it is a 30cm strand, and we're certainly not talking about little gemstones, because you've got lovely graduation of size, 5x4, calibration to 6x9. So these are decent sized stones. They're not little, but if Phil says little price tag, then shall we see what he means? Under 10? Oh no, under 5 for a 30.
Have we seen anything over 5?
No, not yet. £3.95 is all you pay for an almighty strand. That's 30cm strand. I love this arrangement of a combination of size and shape. I love the fact that you have that natural form of the gemstone as well. You know, it's all well and good, and I know we do plenty of those guaranteed specific size arrangements, you know, classic 8s, classic 12s. But actually for me, to get the tumbles, a little bit more of the natural form, it really does remind you these are genuine gemstones.
Yeah, you see it in its organic form and such, don't you? And I love the fact that you can see that blue go just from here. I can see the colours just bouncing off of them.
And I think the nicest part about it is that you have got a variety. Because you've got the variety, it means that you've got different styles of design to be able, you know, that could be a solitaire ring, actually.
Most
and
definitely.
then you could do some nice, simple, stretchy bracelets if you wanted to keep it simple. Perhaps you want to go something a little bit more elaborate, like a beautiful cascading neckline look. But you've got lots of potential, lots of... And this is what I mean. I mean, £3.95 these days. What do you get? I mean, a magazine can cost you £4 to £4.50 for a magazine.
Well, my coffee today was $3.99 through the drive-through, and that was just a small coffee. I needed a coffee.
Was it made out of gold?
No.
It was a coffee for £3.99.
It had caramel in it.
It had caramel in it. Well, I like this Helen in Devon. Call him Ali G.
Yeah, I like that.
Ali G.
Do like
in the
that.
house. I like that one. Yep, that'll do. I like that one. And then we've got another one. Marianne's just got it. She says, "Hi girls. I think that she looks like a Cleopatra.
I
Definitely.
like that. Cleo the Croc.
Nice.
That's quite
Coming
cool.
at you.
Yeah.
Cleopatra."
We're showing our age. The fact,
Yeah, sorry.
the fact that I even know what you're
You
singing
laughed at me.
is because I can, I see the video.
Yeah,
and,
that's exactly.
Oh, wow.
Exactly. Well, Tanya in Pembrokeshire. Amazon Arthur and his amazing blinged up booty. Have I read that wrong? Okay. I'm not doing well with reading tonight,
No,
am
do you want to put
I?
on my glasses?
Well, or your brain.
Not sure you get much good out of that.
And let's get a little bit closer. I don't know whether you can get any closer. We have got another wipeout deal on that one. So if you've got it, congratulations. That's £3.95. Let's go Rainbow Moonstone.
They'd go
Under
lovely with the labradorite.
£10, they would go very nicely with the labradorite. And these are part of the same gem type. Feldspar family are always about the natural light phenomena. So you've got things like chatoyancy, you've got labradorescence, you've got adularescence as you see it here. And if I just show you these together, very complementary. I like the fact that you've got similar shapes and tumbles together.
Yeah, I think that's what straight away drew me, is the fact that they're similar in their shape. And, you know, with the rainbow effect as well, you're going to get that shimmer as well as you would on the labradorite.
Well, the nicest thing about Moonstone is that it almost creates a halo effect, the adularescence. You know, this schiller or the surface reaction to the gemstone creates a halo around the stone. So it often makes the gemstone look bigger than it is. I almost think that with Moonstone, you can get, you know, a decent proportion that always looks quite dramatic. If I show you against the neckline, you'll see what I mean by, you know, what would be perhaps a smaller neckline look is actually quite bold based on the actual halo effect that the Moonstone creates. The size that you have here, 5x4 to 12x6 in calibration, tiny bit bigger, but actually starting at the same gauge as the labradorite, but going up to a little bit larger. And the last, I think, was 9x6, and these are 12x6 to the larger stones in the middle. 30 centimetre strand, and all this quality of colour. That's a lovely summertime look, isn't it? You can imagine in a summer's day that gorgeous Moonstone glow bursting into life. Another under £5 deal. We said we were whipping up a storm tonight. We said that we were going to make something big happen, and we're making it happen right now. £4.95 is all you pay. Wonderful combination of qualities. And I think, you know, the nice thing is, if I got just one or two of the gemstones we've already done for under £5, for example, the Peridot, the gorgeous quality of Moonstone is that it's an incredibly adaptable gem alongside other colours. So you could work this with the Peridot if you've just got it, add it to your order. Perhaps you want to work it with perhaps a black and white monochrome theme, add it to your order. These are all add it to your order opportunities, because you only pay £1 postage and packing with us for the whole day. If you join me from 8 o'clock this morning, then the good news is, and you bought any of the big treats that we brought to you, and there was plenty of big treats, wasn't there? Great news is that you've paid that one postage and packaging of £3.95. Now you can add to your order all the way through until midnight. We're live with you until 10, but you can continue to add your order through till midnight tonight and still add to that same postage and packaging for the rest of the day, for the whole time. So it's not like you have to subsidise, you know, 4 or 5 purchases by 3 or 4 postages. No, 1 P&P. So this, alongside everything that we've offered you, is 1 P&P deal. So that's why at these prices you may as well max out. You may as well get the labradorite alongside the Moonstone. You may as well get the Peridot alongside, you know, any of the finding deals. And we do have some more treats in store, under £10 guaranteed. Now then, you have to make sure that you dial early on this offer. You're going to have to face the facts that I'm not winding you up. I can't think of any more.
You were on a roll and everything.
I know. It's because the boys were not enjoying it, and so like it put me off. I mean, I was thinking, you know. The thing is, for me, hands down, this is a great price. Enough?
Enough.
Okay.
No, it's actually, I want to see how many you can get in. Keep going, keep
there's
going.
more. I'm sure there's more. The nice thing about this is that we're bringing you the chance to be able to create your own watch. And I love the fact that you've got at the top and at the bottom your own drill space, which means essentially you can attach whatever you want to the watch. So perhaps you want a pearl watch, perhaps you want to have a nice Viking weave watch, perhaps you want to create a full gemstone, a chainmail watch. Yep. You could do whatever you want. Or what's great with this is that you make a watch, you wear it, but actually while you're wearing it, you're making the next strap. You know, you mix it up, you change it up, you've got another strap, you add it. You can change this one face to be lots of different watches as you see fit. And actually, perhaps it's going to be, maybe it's going to be gemstone related. Maybe every month of the year, you change the gemstone for the birthstone of the month, because we make that happen. I mean, we actually, because of the pricing of our gemstones, we can give you the chance to be able to follow the gemstones into each strapper, into each month. So you've got that chance. Or perhaps you've got a specific type of jewellery that you like to wear. Maybe it is chainmail, so you've got that lovely, strong, thick link-on-link design. There's loads of potential, but the nicest part about it is there's so much decoration around that you can keep it really simple, and this is going to look exceptionally elegant, and it is an absolute treat of a price tag. Downside is the quantity is not enough. Good side is that £6.95. It is a luxury fashion watch, absolutely gorgeous. I like it, Tanya in Pembrokeshire. Vicky, watch those puns, chick. Yeah. And then, hey, Vicky, wait a second, and you'll think of another. See what she did there?
I see that.
Yeah. Wait a second. Yeah. And what's this one? If you add the clock to the croc, it will definitely be.
I was thinking that. So if you can I borrow it?
You may.
So you could almost have it so that it's kind of
holding
you could almost,
it.
Yeah, you could.
It could be on your mantelpiece.
You could actually stitch him in, or you could. I know I'm moving my hand. I'll move him now.
Hang on, we'll turn it round. Hang on, I'll turn it round. Turn him round, okay. And now put the.
Trying to balance it. There we go. Oh, but you get the idea. I can't make it stand.
I can make this stand. You can't get the idea.
No, but you wouldn't put it just flat on the wood. You would actually
Mike's getting upset.
To the
Mike is getting
crocodile.
upset. He said, just show me what you mean. Okay, look. Like this.
Yeah. So you could almost stitch them or attach him in, or you could attach it to the actual, say you had a piece of wood or something.
He could have the clock in his mouth, open. Couldn't it? Because wasn't it the crocodile that swallowed the clock? Wasn't it? Was it? Have I got the wrong story?
No, that's right.
Have I got the wrong
That's
story?
right. That's how Captain Hook always knows that TikTok's coming, because he
I was looking at you thinking, what have I said wrong there? I thought it was right.
Yeah.
But he does swallow the clock. Yeah, so you've got the chance to be able to attach the clock to, and this is actually quite ornamental, isn't it, the crocodile? So you could attach the clock as some kind of additional ornamental value.
Make a little stand next to him
and
kind of attach it.
Gorgeous. Fabulous.
Definitely.
If you would like to join us, it is a limited availability that we have for you here. £6.95 is all you pay for this fantastic deal. Carved pattern detail that you have here in the round face. All right there, Leah. Next up, let's go. Garland of flowers. In sterling silver, that is weighty for under £10. It's 4.5 grams of silver. A beautiful garland of flowers, this wonderful detail. I mean, you can imagine this as a beautiful brooch for the lapel of a pelmet dress or something like that, couldn't you?
Yeah, definitely.
This is, I mean, this instantly takes me to the Edwardian era, where you've got this garland, you've got the detail, and you could almost embrace that, perhaps with some carnelian. You could wear, put the carnelian here, which is very much a nice traditional design, or you could take that traditional form and maybe embellish it with a little bit more of a contemporary edge to really play with that. That's an amazing 4.5 grams of silver to go under £10 guaranteed. Under £10 guaranteed. Surely it's scraping. It's got to be scraping at £9.95. Well, I think that is an absolute steal of a deal, just for the weight of the silver alone. And it is solid 925 sterling silver, a fabulous quality. And I think it's the weight that actually would work well for a brooch.
Yeah.
If you did want to perhaps... And if you got the Abbey Hook book earlier on, Abbey Hook, we sold an Abbey Hook book. The good news is that she actually teaches you how to make a brooch pin. So if you don't know how to make a brooch pin, this could be a beautiful... starter design to build a brooch upon. I mean, obviously it is classified as a pendant, and you do have the bell sitting here to be able to create a pendant, but that's up to you. You know what it could also be? A scarf tie.
Yeah, it could be a hairpiece if you wanted it to be. I mean, I know that's a little bit indulgent, but why not if you've got your hair up, if you're going to a lovely event, just having that place in your hair.
Yeah, gorgeous. I mean, the colour of, against my blue, I think I would wear it on a longer lariat. I think it'd probably go for a 24 to 30 plus inch chain. I'd see it, look at that. See what I mean by the elegance of that design? That stands out with quality. And if you did want to add detail, you don't need to do too much to this for it to already be a statement look. Hold those phone lines. £8.95 is all you pay. Wow, 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 says Karen in Hampshire. Laura, your alligator is amazing. How about chewy snaps or...
A gator.
A gator. I know, I'm struggling.
No, I know. Yeah, I just thought, just in case there was a moment of doubt.
Agitator. What does agitator mean? I feel like I've said a word that I don't understand.
Very cool though.
I like snap.
Snap.
Yeah.
Mr. Snips, Mr. Snap. Yeah.
Nice.
Snappy.
I like the fact that we're in my ear right now. We've got everybody also trying to come up with names for the crocodile / alligator. There's a lot of competition on this. Laura's got a tough name. You got some serious thinking to be had.
Yeah. I think we've got to look at him and decide.
Don't say we.
Oh yeah.
Oh, am I getting part of this?
Yes.
I think you should let Phil be part of it. With it being his last Saturday.
I think it should be a group decision.
Group decision. All right then. Croc or van?
Oh dear.
Who said that?
Okay, I think maybe it should just be me.
Is that yours, Phil? Okay, that's Phil's offering. Croc o van. Nice.
Maybe it should just be us.
Yeah,
makes a decision.
Let's not get involved. £8.95 for an almighty 4.5 grams of solid sterling silver, gold plated, a really visually strong, powerful look for a price tag that I think actually is a simple pendant. Looks more expensive just as it sits like this, and if you add any more embellishment, you're just going to add to the wow factor. Beautiful piece. I mean, quite impressive that, really. Let's bring you 3 stunning individual charms. Nice thing about this opportunity is that you really can decide whether you're going to get a suite of jewellery out of this or whether you want to be indulgent for a multi-link form.
Again, yeah, I think this is something that I would be tempted to multi-buy because
me too.
I'm seeing, you know, like you say, earrings, a necklace, pendant, a couple of them, a ring even. I'm just wondering if there's a ring, but it's quite a clear...
really wants to see that little cluster on a neckline
cute.
piece. I want to see that stacked with a little, maybe just a single gemstone charm, just adding that little drip.
Yeah.
Maybe of the opal if you got the deal of the day earlier on, or perhaps the yellow sapphire we've got later on. Add in the yellow, shall I show you the yellow sapphire? Oh my life, this yellow sapphire.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Isn't that gorgeous? So if you had the yellow sapphire alongside these beads, and I would do them as a 3 stack on the neckline, I think that just clustered together with a little bit of movement, that would look, but I'd be right, I think you're right, I would go for 2, and I'd buy a pack for just making a neckline look, and then I'd have 2 for 1 pair of earrings, and then I'd keep 1, and I might even just do a nice little detail as a charm.
It would look lovely on a charm style bracelet, wouldn't it?
It's the right size as well. And I think the nice thing about these is that you can get a charm that works only for a bracelet or only for the neckline, but this is the size that sits right in that mix where it could be both. It's going to work really well size-wise as a fantastic charm for the wrist, but equally it's got enough proportion to it to look fabulous on the neckline and to the ear. I mean, if I just show you here, have I got them on the right? Is that okay?
Yeah.
And I think that those just look really cute as a single drop. Just a simple shepherd hook. I mean, it doesn't need to be anything else, does it? Nope. Shepherd hook, single drop, and you've just... That's why I'd buy 2 packs of these, especially at the price tag that you're looking at. Solid sterling silver coming in at £7.95 for 3. That means you could, if you wanted to just buy 1 pack, you could make a pair of earrings and a single pendant, and you've paid £7.95 for the whole look. And of course, we did some amazing chains earlier on this morning, so if you want to add the chain and add these to your order at the same time, you've got yourself some fantastic easy wear jewellery that's going to be talked about because of the style and the design of the detail that you're adding to it. They're almost twistable, so if you had the chance to be able to perhaps put them in a pair of earrings but with movement, there's almost that, you know, when you have those
on the end of some chain,
so and when you have in the wind something that rotates around.
It's one of those optical illusions, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think that would look really nice if you could be able to create that twist, to create that almost that momentum of shape and pattern. Beautiful solid sterling silver style on these. Absolutely glorious quality. Great size for all details, whether it be earrings, whether it be pendant, whether it be, of course, for the wrist. Fabulous look there. Liz has got in touch. She says, I'm sure it's a beadigator or perhaps a wiredil. I like that. It is amazing, whatever it is. I think you've had so many compliments. You know, no wonder you're so proud. It's an amazing look. Croque Monsieur.
That's Monsieur.
I like that.
That's cool.
I like that. Croque Monsieur. Nice. We love that. Thanks so much for getting in touch with us this evening. If you have got an idea of the name of our crocodile / alligator, I've said our. It's obviously not ours. It's Laura's incredible creation, and she's going to be inspiring you, taking you step by step, introducing you to wire that we haven't done for a very long time with one very special tool. It's called Viking knit, and anybody who hasn't explored Viking knit, once you get started, it's one of the most incredible techniques to be able to build style and designs of this noteworthiness. So if you would like to learn a little bit more, and perhaps you want some more inspiration, if you've already got the tool and you want to take it somewhere else, we've got all of that going on. Laura is one of our fantastic experts for Viking knit. And you have got a DVD, but you also got a workshop, haven't you?
Yes, we've got a workshop on Thursday the 28th of June.
Thursday the 28th of June. So if you do want to, if you've got the Viking knit tool and then you obviously want to join and have that step-by-step instruction, then you can join us here in the studios. It's just down in our fantastic workshop room, so you can come and join us and perhaps, you know, take what you've been inspired and hopefully get that step-by-step instruction.
And just quickly, Sarah, who runs the workshops, has agreed, I had a little chat with her yesterday, and she said that anyone that attends either that workshop or the workshop next Thursday, which is Wire Work Intermediate, will get a goodie bag up to the value of £40 upon attendance. So, I don't know what's in it, it's a mystery.
So hang on a minute, if you join on the workshop, you then get
so if you
up to £40 worth of goodies in a bag for nothing, just for attending.
Just for attending, yeah. Just for coming and having a nice day.
Sign me up. When is it?
So we've got intermediate wirework on Thursday the 21st, and then we've got the Viking knit, which we intentionally tied in because we knew we were doing this today, on Thursday the 28th of June.
Thursday the 28th, if you want to join us on that and get your £40 worth of goodies in a bag.
Yeah, when you attend, you will get given that during the day on both workshops.
That's a bit of a bummer, isn't it?
I had a nice little chat with I caught her on a good moment on a Friday afternoon, best time.
Wow, okay, so if you would like to join us on any of those workshops, well, we'd love to see you here. And I have to say, that sounds a pretty exciting addition to already learning, isn't it? But we've got more to come, and we've already talked about the potential of adding charms to create detail to design. Don't forget, you could add something very nice to this yellow sapphire and make an addition to your gemstone collection. All you need is just one gorgeous little charm, just sitting, there. One beautiful feature charm. Shall we give you that charm now? Go on, let's do it as a star buy. How gorgeous is this?
That's so cute, isn't it?
Such a gorgeous Cupid. Oh, look at the detail. Oh, that is a lovely Cupid.
Yeah, that's so cute, and like you say, really detailed. So it's not even like you have to look at it and try to work out what it is. You can
well, that's
clearly
the thing
see.
You know, when you first say a Cupid charm, there's a part of you cynically that goes, is it really going to look like a Cupid?
Yeah.
Is it actually just going to look like a blob that's holding a heart? I mean, you get genuine, because I mean, a charm it's quite difficult to get detail into something that's small like this, but by jingo, it's been successfully done here. If I rotate it round, you can see you've even got the detail. Oh, it's so cute. But you've even got the detail of the wings, even to the back half. You've got the detail of the design, and I'll rotate it back around again. A wonderful cherub of love, and a gorgeous addition if you want to perhaps give a gift to somebody, maybe a birthday. Perhaps it's going to be just a memento of friendship, and you just want to give the gift that perhaps has even more symbolism. Well, this is certainly going to give you that symbolic quality of luxury in terms of its design. If you would like to join us, sterling silver Cupid pendant. See, I'm calling it a charm. It's classified as a pendant. I think it's a little bit of both, to be honest. Yeah. £6.95 is already paid. Let's have it up against the neckline. Let's see it as size for a pendant. Let's see what you think. I can't see it, so let's see what we think. Oh, yeah. Okay, that works for me. Yeah, okay, I get it. I mean, I called it a charm because my instinct is that a lot of the times when you've got this type of style, you put it and you stack it alongside the wrist. But actually, when you see that size, that does work nicely, doesn't it? Let me pop it against the yellow sapphire as well. So if perhaps you are looking for something extra special this evening, the yellow sapphire, I mean, we're talking about one of the most tremendous. Can I just say to you, this colour is non-irradiated.
It's beautiful. So
the colour is to get non-irradiated yellow sapphire like this, you're talking an absolute fortune in most places. This gorgeous luxury sapphire is coming your way in around about an hour and 10 minutes. That's your 8 o'clock hour. We'll be introducing it. So if you do want the charm to perhaps work alongside, or perhaps you are looking this as a centre pendant to the neckline with one of our feature chains, well, of course, choice is yours how you want to wear it. The choice is yours how you want to design. Maybe you're going to buy two and actually make it into a fantastic pair of earrings. Well, the facility of being able to do that is making sure it's affordable, and we've done it to £6.95, which means you could get two easily and get a real lovely look for the ear, and it's the right weight for a pair of earrings as well. It's got enough of a drop for it to be strong enough and solid enough to hold in that design. For £6.95, you've really got something that gives that solid quality, but so much detail, so much quality effect, thanks to, I mean, even if you just think about it, how how do you craft that kind of detail within the bow and arrow? And it's a heart-shaped bow and arrow as well, isn't it? It's absolutely magnificent, absolutely flying out. £6.95 is all you pay on that fantastic deal. Now we're under £10, aren't we? We're still committing to the under £10. Am I picking up neon apatite? I'm picking up neon apatite for under £10. Now, there's some good news and there's some bad news. The good news is I'm doing neon apatite for under £10. The bad news is there's only, how many available? 16 available left in the vaults. 16 only available of your very own graduated rondelles of neon. And the word neon in the gem world is, it's very, very crucial that you only use it to appropriate means, because the gem world are very precise. And in some ways, it's interesting because in the gem world, you'll often hear people talk about bluish green, but that actually is becoming much more precise. The word ish, I think, in general terms, normally means that you're trying to be a little bit grey rather than black and white, but actually in the gem world, using the word ish is about the precision of giving that precise accuracy to the colouring. So bluish green means that you're seeing more blue than green, but you've still got an undertone of blue. But you then could get greenish blue, where you'd get more blue than green. So the reality is to use the word neon, you have to deliver neon. If you're going to use the word neon, it has to be of a certain grade of luminosity. Otherwise, you just call it apatite. So to get that additional word of neon, you've got an exceptionally unique opportunity, especially for this price tag, to take it under £10. This is going to be a sellout. If everybody checks out on the web, it will be a sellout. If you're joining us on the phone lines, please keep a phone in your hand and we'll process your call as fast as we possibly can. It is a free phone number that you're dialing. Join us at JewelleryMaker.com. The precision of the word neon absolutely reflects the quality of that neon colouring, and that grade that illuminates from the gemstones is pretty striking, isn't it? Love the shape as well. Going to get lots of design worthiness of this shape, and all of yours for just £8.95. It's 58 carats of neon apatite within this fabulous strand of 17 centimetres. Neon apatite. Final treat that we have for you of our £10 hour before we're going into probably one of the biggest hours of the day. And we've had some absolutely almighty shows today. I mean, we've had the luxury of the fantastic Rachel Norris in the mid-show. We've had the wonderful Claire giving us a brand new DVD, and obviously us introducing you to a whole host of fantastic deals. And then we've got the luxury of now having Laura inspiring us with our crocodile/alligator design with the Viking knit. So you've got all of that to look forward to. The next hour is going to be big. Next hour is going to be the one that you can't look away from. Please trust me, it's a big hour, and it's not just about the instruction and the how-to, but it's going to be about offering you the chance to be able to get hold of some of our best deals. Now, how do you fancy a little bit of a treat to prepare you for that hour? How about we bring you the luxury of faceted rondelles for £4.95 labradorite with that gorgeous, elegant glow that just crackles off the surface of each facet of this gemstone. Look at that. Oh, pause, stop. Look at that. Just in a tiny movement. Look what you see. I mean, if you think about it, that's me literally moving maybe this strand to 1 centimetre forward and back. And in that tiny movement, the quality of labradorescence is dramatic. And that's not just from one area. I mean, we continue through the whole of this 28 centimetre strand. And we continue to enlighten the strand with that labradorescent glow. Absolutely almighty colours coming through in this. And all yours for the taking for £4. £4.95. If you would like to join us. That would go nice with a cupid.
It would go lovely, but I like the idea of adding that into the crocodile/alligator.
Almost like the scaly,
yeah, because you do
reflections.
get like the grey tones to them as well, and that would be lovely to add in detail maybe in towards the legs, maybe dot them about just to add that texture.
Yeah, got it. If you would like to be inspired today, well, I tell you what, we've got it all going on in the next hour. If you've never tried Viking knit, then we've got all the tools and, of course, the wonderful expertise of Laura to take you through it. But if you have and you want more inspiration, we've got that too. Alligator/crocodile coming up straight after the break.
Jewellery Maker have an extensive range of DVDs for all abilities. Each of our mediums has an introductory DVD to help you get started. If you're already an experienced jewellery maker, we have a collection of projects and more advanced DVDs to take your designs to the next level. So visit our website for more information. Jewellery Maker, create, wear, share. Spend during our JM Festival event and you'll receive a JM wristband which entitles you to special offers and promotions throughout June.
Did you know that when you book a Jewellery Maker workshop, you're given exclusive access to our Jewellery Maker shop? You can browse through special items and offers, be privy to selected discounts and deals that you can't get at any other time. Shop whilst you learn and grab yourself some amazing offers. For more information on workshops and available dates, contact our call centre. Our brand new Get Started with Jewellery Maker page has been created to provide help and guidance for jewellery making newbies. If you need design suggestions, hints and tips, or help with perfecting your jewellery designs, we're here to help. Head over to facebook.com/getstartedwithjm, where our talented in-house designers are happy to answer your jewellery making questions, offer inspiration, and get you started in your jewellery making journey. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
Here at Jewellery Maker, we're always making improvements to give you a better shopping experience. We've recently upgraded our website to make it more user-friendly and easier to navigate around. We now have the guest checkout function, which allows customers to check out quickly without creating an account. Our homepage now informs you with what's currently live on the show, recently aired items, and today's deal of the day. We've improved our website navigation and added new categories to help customers quickly find the products they want. Our online range is growing fast with over 7,000 products available for you to purchase. And don't miss out on hundreds of brand new clearance lines with more added every week. Happy shopping with Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
Well, we have got an extraordinary showcase about to happen, and I know a lot of you have got in touch with us about how impressed you are by Laura's creation today. Hasn't it been an amazing day of creativity? Don't you think that it's been really exciting? Each one of our fantastic guest designers has been just absolutely bringing their A game to inspire us and create something special. So I think it's fair to say that Laura is absolutely the cherry on top of the cake today, my lovely. And obviously, if you would like to get involved and find your way around creating something of a masterpiece for yourself, this is the hour for you. This is your chance. Before that, though, we wanted to do a little bit of a cheeky deal. Now, we've been just given special authority, and I mean, literally has just been authorised that we can take you to this price tag. Now, this is what I said to, I did say to Vic, do you not just want us to just like, let's just take a moment moment. Phil is so excited about this deal. He's like, no, we've just been given authority for this findings deal. And literally, I said to Phil, let's have a moment. Let's do the crocodile first. Phil is so excited by the authority that he's now got to be able to do this findings price that you're just going to have to get it while we've got it. This is a mega deal. And I mean, no wonder Phil's so excited. It is an almighty low price tag for what you're about to get. Brand new low price tag. You're getting a pack of 20 sterling silver findings. Now this combination includes a pair of shepherd hook sterling silver. It includes the luxury of chain. It includes a a bolt ring clasp. No, it doesn't. It includes a toggle clasp. So I was looking for. You've also got 3 solid head pins. Plus you've got crimp beads. And on top of that, we're adding spacers, jump rings, and crimp bead covers. All together, this is a perfect way to introduce sterling silver into your jewellery. This is a wonderful way for us to be able to, perhaps, if you're getting somebody a gift of getting started into jewellery making and you want to give the gift of sterling silver, this is a great way to do it. But it's an even better way if you're just there ready to make jewellery and you haven't got what you want. This will give you everything you need. How about this for a price tag? $19.95 is now just plummeted, absolutely dive bombed to $11.95. It's an all-time low price tag. I'd pay that for the chain because that's solid sterling silver open link chain. You could do a charm bracelet. You could do some amazing designs. Just nice. I mean, that could be an extender chain alongside that, couldn't it?
Would you? How much were those twisted round bead charms for the 3? $7.95?
Yeah. Oh, yes, that's right. No,
$6.95.
$7.95. No, you're right.
So $7.95 plus the $11.95 here, and you've got your charm bracelet with everything you need. Plus you've got your earring findings. I would add earring findings, one of the jump rings, and one of those, and straight away there's your set. And you wouldn't sell that for £20, but you know the whole lot is less than £20.
Exactly.
Plus your extras.
And the thing is that within that one moment, you've created something that has a precious commodity as the main feature.
Yeah,
sterling silver
it's completely
is
sterling
a
silver.
precious commodity. And if you would like to get that quality, $11.95 is our price tag. It's never been seen before at this deal. This is a $19.95 deal, but actually today we take that precious luxury $6.50. Whoa, hang on. I've only just seen how much. You wait till that rotates round. The graphic information's just come round. So it gives you all the ingredients. It tells you what you're getting. You get your crimp beads. It tells you getting your toggle clasp and the T-bar that comes with it. So you're getting all of that. You're getting sterling silver spacers. So all of this is coming up. But as the graphic keeps rotating round, it'll then tell you the amount of silver. I'm pretty sure that said 6 grams, but I'm waiting for it to come up because that must be. There's no way we can do 6.6 grams for $11.95. I mean, we did a chain earlier on, and I think it was, I can't remember the amount, but it was what, £20 for that kind of amount of silver. So extended chain.
There it is.
There it is. It does say 6.6 grams of silver for $11.95.
Wow.
You know, if you went to a silver trader, and there are people like that in your perhaps in your city centre, there are people who are silversmiths and silver traders. You went and asked for this amount of silver, just in the silver, let alone the findings that then create jewellery, but just that amount of silver for $11.95. I'm not sure that they'd be able to commit anything like what we're doing here. I mean, we should be at $19.95, and yet we've dropped to $11.95, and nothing's changed. We haven't taken anything away. We haven't changed it into silver plating when we drop the price to $11.95. It's still solid sterling silver. It's still that precious commodity of quality that we have for you. An amazing offer that we can bring you, $11.95 for the chain alone. For that to be a chain with the toggle clasp, just that. With the toggle clasp, and like you say, with the charm, your job's done.
Yep.
I mean, that is £11.95 worth of jewellery just sitting there right now. And the rest is just an added bonus, isn't it?
Well, you've got the sapphire coming up later on, haven't you? So if you wanted to just restrand that onto some beading thread and then use your sterling
chain.
Well, yeah, you could have it extended, or you could put it as a bracelet, just use your crimp beads and your crimp covers. You've got so many options there. Earrings.
imagine that. A gorgeous drop pair of sapphire earrings of this distinction. And if you're inclined and you have you know, the time, just have a quick jump onto any of your search engines, and I'll pretty much guarantee if you try and look for a gemstone that looks like this, it'll say canary diamond and it'll say thousands of pounds. That caliber of colour for a diamond will command thousands, and that's why sapphires that are non-irradiated, so we're not talking about iridation. Iridation is essentially where you diffuse colour into the gem. No, these are not irradiated. That's what makes this an extraordinary deal, because this is not irradiated. It's phenomenal quality, amazing, and it's coming your way. That's 55 minutes time. That's all you have to wait. Now, we have got the luxury of a technician of probably one of the most interesting weaves that I think we've got as a medium here at JM. And we went through, I mean, when we first launched it, it was you and I who launched it.
Yeah, we did actually. I remember that, yeah.
Goodness me.
Wow, that was a while ago.
7 years ago.
6 or 7
years ago, I reckon it was.
I think so, yeah. Wow. I remember that. Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, me. That's funny how you remember moments, isn't it? And we obviously we know that this is a technique that a lot of people would love to master. And I always think that something like this, until you get step-by-step tutorial, you almost think it's unfathomable.
Yeah.
I think it is so crucial to be able to see how the technique is.
Yeah.
And as soon as you see how easy it is a goer.
Yeah.
It is, but I think it is something that needs that moment of time to be shown the step-by-step.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those, I've had the workshop before, we've ran the workshop before, and I had a lady that came and she's had done Viking knit, she could do the technique, but it's things like your tension, it's things like learning, and once you know all of that, it is a very easy technique to do.
Yeah, it really is.
You know, just do long lengths of it, and you've got
quite
lovely
cathartic.
chains. Yeah.
It's almost, you know, it is knitting. It's essentially, you know, if you think about how easy it is to knit once you've got into the floor of knitting, it's that similar quality, isn't it? Once you get into the floor, it really is such a cathartic technique. So that's coming your way within this hour. And if you've not done Viking knit, we are going to make the tools as affordable as possible. I mean, we are challenging our own pricing as low as we can go to make sure that you can get these tools today. So if you haven't got them, this is the show. Trust me, this is Phil's last Saturday, and he has every intention of making these as affordable as possible. There he is, his last Saturday in the building. Right, we are bringing you our first part of the kit. Now, obviously, the crocodile that we have / alligator is made up of lots of components, lots of different variants, from gemstones to seed beads, from Swarovski to cabochons. Yeah. So you have a little bit of everything. So we're going to give you the little bit of everything, and we're going to take you through those components. Now, you might already have certain parts of the crocodile components, so that's why we've broken it down into parts so that you can choose what you need. You might actually want to do a like-for-like creation, and if you do, then you need to make sure you have all of these separate components together. But if you've already got perhaps the seed beads, then don't get the seed beads, but perhaps you need the gemstones, the cabochons, maybe you need the wire. The good news is we've broken it down to give you all the chance to get whatever you need, whether that's all or some parts of this deal. You have got here an amazing quality of seed beads. The seed beads here, the texturing of the seed beads are just glorious, aren't they?
They are lovely, and so basically I actually went and asked. People know that I have a bit of an aversion to seed beads because I'm not very good at seed beading techniques. However, for projects like this, you know, it's ideal, and I actually asked for the side.
Did you actually walk in for seed beads?
Yeah, Hannah Osborne nearly had a heart attack.
Wow.
But yeah, I said I need seed beads because I wanted to give that colour, that texture, you know, wanted to have character to him. So whereas if it was just wire, then it wouldn't have such maybe I would say realistic, I mean he's blingy, but you know, it wouldn't have such a true effect as such. So I actually asked for these, and I'll be honest, I dipped into the seconds because I needed quite a lot. So if you intend to sort of replicate something like this, then I would advise getting 2, because I did go into the seconds. I had to just
so you're
that additional detail.
Multi-purchase for that size.
For that
now,
size.
obviously, there's 2 gauges of Viking knit. So the gauge that you used for the Viking knit is the larger. So if you wanted to replicate this in the smaller, you could probably get one set of tubes.
Yeah, I mean,
but if you wanted to do this size, then you need it.
But
yeah.
I'm just saying.
But that detail,
Yeah.
it needs that detail, doesn't it?
That's why I thought,
It's
you
a
know what, I'm
non-scrimping.
going to take it out of the others. And if you see on my Facebook, I said that I dropped a tube of seed beads down the side of my chair. It was that lovely green one, just there.
Oh my goodness.
The whole
me.
tube I picked. See, I'm notorious for not putting lids on properly on things, and I picked it up and I didn't put the lid on properly, so that will teach me.
Wow.
You would think I would learn.
Yeah, you would have thought that.
I haven't
yes,
learned.
No, you haven't learned. No. You've got a combination here of your Miyuki seed beads. You've got lime in this gorgeous 8mm. You've got olive in the 8mm, and then you've got your silver-lined olive seed beads in your 6s. $9.95 for 3 tubes of seed beads.
You'll see here. You can see where I dipped in. This is the seconds.
Yeah.
And you can see
Oh,
where
you've only just dipped
I
in.
have only just dipped in, but you can see just that. Obviously, this one isn't a good example because these are what I rescued, but they are around about the same
Got you.
in both of them. And just sort of that little, sort of maybe an inch or so. But I just wanted that to add that additional detail. I thought rather than making it more wide, it would look off balance. So again, if you intend to make something like this. At that price, yeah, exactly. And if you have more of these,
are amazing.
you could add more of those into different areas. I'm going to show you as well why he's been so seed bead heavy. Because if
you've even done the undercarriage.
yeah, he is completely seed beaded. So he has every element of him has got seed beads in it, which is why you need to have that amount.
Wow. Every part of this. I love the fact he also has a little bit of movement to his head.
Yeah,
his head
he's got. You can sort of manipulate his tail. Let's bring him down. Come and say hi. So you can kind of have the tail how you want the tail to be.
Whoa!
You can
Do that again. Whoa, that is cool. And that's what Viking knit does, isn't it?
Yeah,
because it
it's
gives
got
you
that flexibility.
Yeah, that flexibility. He could be whipping his tail up, couldn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. And then you've got the head that actually has movement as well. Can you see? Hello. You having a good Saturday? I'm having a lovely day, me I am. The thing is...
That voice kind of suits him. It works.
I think it is a him. Oh, Mike says it should be Dylan. I like that.
Dylan's yeah, it's cute.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Nice. We like that one. So that was our director's suggestion there. Thanks, Mike. Leah, we're still waiting for your suggestion.
Alan the alligator.
Alan the alligator. Nice. Just simple. Alan, I like it. The inner lined seed beads, the Miyuki seed beads, these really do add an added texture to the design as well. I love these.
They add light. They give that reflection, don't they? Which is great because if you think of crocodiles or alligators, you think they're out in the desert a lot. They're out in that sunshine. They're in the desert. Wow, Australia. All right. So
in the desert?
No,
they don't live
in Australia.
desert.
And it's not technically the desert, but that kind of dry.
Yeah, but they're in
sand.
rivers.
Yeah, but they're also okay. But they're light reflecting on them, as far as going.
We all just like, when you said desert, we all literally everywhere.
You see them in sort of. No, you see them in Australia, and I get that's not the desert. I know that, but it's like. But it's like desert-like, isn't it? Not sand, but okay.
Water.
Thinking of penguins.
Water. That's like desert. Desert right beside the water.
Dry,
That's
as in the dry sort of sandy.
Water.
Okay. They don't stay in the water. They come out of the water. They do. They do.
They do, definitely. I don't think they go on their holidays. Let's come on, boys.
Anyway, next
let's
bit.
get on the plane. Let's go to the desert.
I was meaning when you see them on the rocks, don't you?
basking in the sun.
That's where I was going. When they're out.
Not in the desert, though. They're just not in the desert. Just to be clear.
Not even.
Tell your
like a tiny
kids,
bit.
whatever Mummy says, right, that they're not in the desert. I do now know what you mean.
In my mind, I was thinking basking in the sun up on the rocks. And
now I'm with you.
There you go.
Totally with you. Definitely not in the desert, though.
But
although, I might be totally wrong, but you might be thinking of the gecko.
I will share the clip on my Facebook page so that people actually have some idea as to what we're doing.
Many, many years have gone by, and genuinely, it's quite frequent that we'll often just look at each other and just go. That's our impression of. And actually, what's interesting is this creation actually began, I guess, in some ways from Gary the gecko, which was Larry the lizard, but then. That's how infantile we are. But then you were inspired to create this almighty necklace.
Yeah.
Based, I guess, in some ways from the Cartier design.
Yeah, so this was, last year I was asked to create something inspired by, it was a icons weekend, and the icon was, we looked up to her, Maria Felix,
Yes.
and she wore a famous Cartier.
1970s.
1975.
Yeah.
Pure gold metal. One was green, one was yellow gold, and they actually separated to become two brooches. So I was actually asked to kind of do an interpretation of that, which is what I did here. And it was because, and I brought it along with me because I thought it's nice to see how it evolves as well from those techniques. And it was actually based on this that Hannah said to me she'd like me to make an actual crocodile because I'm using the Viking knit technique because she remembered that I'd used it for this. So it's nice to see how I've kind of evolved these into this effect here, and I actually had these with me the whole time I was working on this, almost as a reference point as to how I kind of approached that, and then I was able to kind of just evolve
I quite
it.
like the idea of us seeing the potential of taking styles and techniques we're going to learn today and translating it from sculpture to jewellery and jewellery into sculpture.
Yeah.
I quite like the idea of it being non-conformist to one band or the other.
Yeah.
I think that's really important because there might be, you might be watching and going, I'm not looking to create a sculpture. I want to create a beautiful brooch, a lapel brooch, or I want to create. And actually, the nicest part about these techniques, especially with the Viking knit, I feel, is that there's a lot of adaptability.
Oh, most definitely.
There's the capability of making it structural, but there is also the capability of it being able to be something very sleek and stylish for a fantastic neckline.
You could make just one that comes across. And again, I often research when I get given sort of a theme or an idea, so I look up sort of images and have a look at sort of like how I can bring that together into a piece. And there was a necklace that was just a crocodile just coming across here, so you could change it a little bit to that as well. So yeah, you can put any spin on it you like.
Yeah, and I think that especially for me, it is the Viking knit that gives that versatility.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I think sometimes with sculptural designs, especially working with the heavier metals, you are creating a sculpture full stop. With white Viking knit, I feel like there is a little bit more openness.
You can cross the sort of the lines a little bit. Yeah,
definitely mixed agree there. Now, two variant Viking knit tools. Now, we launched the Lazy Daisy. Oh, Mike's just going, oh, we haven't seen this for ages. It might have been with you, Mike, that we launched it. 27th of April, day before my birthday, 2014.
No. Do you know, I remember
that was before that.
It was in Black Friday and Cyber Monday. I'm sure it was in that kind of weekend that we launched it. It was in the weekend on that Saturday, so it would have been in the November sort of time.
I reckon it was before that.
But
I reckon it was probably
we launched
6 years
it in
ago.
a kit. So it was in the little sort of like a kit. So it may be that that was when we had the individual tool.
And this is the first time I've seen the individual tool for years, and I mean genuinely years, because whenever we talk about this, we've often had it in a bundle. So we've had this, and you buy this, and you buy that, and it kind of became a little bit more of a, oh, hang on a minute, what happens if I just want to just try it? And it kind of became a little bit restrictive when it was all in a big bundle. So we've kind of gone back to basics. We've kind of taken us back, all of those 6 or so years ago when we sat many years ago, and I think it was the other way around, and I was there and you were here. That's how I remember it. And we did the DVD together as well.
Yeah, we did. I was thinking that. We did a DVD with this actually, and I think it may be that you're thinking of, Phil, because we got this in a year or so after we initially launched Viking Knit.
So I think the interesting part about it is the larger tool. You would always say the larger tool of most things makes things easier, but actually it's not quite the case, is it, with the Viking Knit?
With the Viking Knit, people often say, you know, which one do I get? And I'll be brutally honest, both, because they both have different looks, they both have a different effect, and they both work beautifully together. If you can only get one, I would say get the larger tool, purely because it is a little bit easier, because the circumference is obviously larger, so that there is that advantage.
Now, the interesting part about it is that with this combination of tool, the interesting part about it is that when you look at it, you kind of, it's quite an unfathomable tool, and yet when you start to see what Laura does and the technique, it really is, once you get into the flow, it builds quite quickly, and it is a solid creation. So if I just show you, I mean, even if we just look at some of the design here, you can start to see it creating.
Let me show you on here, because this is obviously a wire version.
Thanks, Chick. Yeah, that's perfect.
So this one has been done.
So this is on the 12.
This would have been done on the larger one.
Half, the large,
Purely because, again, we talked about reducing it. So obviously you can reduce it down, and then obviously, so even though it's on a larger tool, you can reduce it down. But can you see the size of the loops on this one? The loops are quite large, and that's what the effect you'll get using a larger tool. It doesn't matter what gauge wire you use, the look will be the same. When you use the smaller tool, which obviously I know we've got coming up, so you'll see there.
Look at the
difference, and this has been done on a smaller tool.
And that is the reason why. That is the reason why Laura says get both tools, because the effect is so different. And you know, if you are looking to create this, right, the larger tool, but if you want to create this look, but perhaps for a piece of jewellery that's going to be a brooch or something, go smaller and get the smaller. So the two tools do work very much in harmony, but they also can be used as separates to create different effects. And that's probably why for some tools you can go get that one first and then you can build. I think with this, I honestly do think you get both, especially when we're doing one post and packaging, because often is the case we'll have one in stock and the other one's out of stock, and that one's out of stock. And this has been years for us to be able to do them as individual tools. It's been a very long time, and I know you've been requesting it. So if you would like to join us and get your very own Lazy Daisy Viking knit tool, this is your half-inch design, which takes essentially the size of this into account. So if you want to make your larger Viking knit, and obviously this is substantial, so if you want to make something that's quite quick to create, this is the one to use, really, isn't it? If you want to build something substantial.
And also, if you're, I mean, we're going to use a 0.8 to Viking knit with. Now, when you make jewellery, traditionally I tend to use sort of a 0.4 or a 0.6, depending how sort of solid you want that piece to be. But obviously the diameter of the wire is going to be larger, so that's where the larger tool comes in handy as well, because, you know, it's not going to be all cramped together, say, like it would be maybe on a smaller tool.
And that creates a structural formation, doesn't it? I mean, this has still got movement, but it's still structural, it's still very solid, and that's where this tool comes in. $19.95 is the price tag of the tool. In the tool itself, you do get instructions, and I just want to show you, because this is the Lazy Daisy instructions, and anybody who likes to follow the technique, Lazy Daisy are very good at giving you the exacting techniques and the formation, and they give you lots of inspiration. They also take you to the draw chart as well. They tell you about the variant techniques of the loop on loop form, and as you can see there, everything that you're seeing in this is how you will get started with us today. So this is essentially just the beginning. The tool is just the instrument to be able to create something as dramatic as this. Or, I mean, you used to create a number of wristwear pieces from the Viking knit.
I mean, actually, I'm just going to bear with me a second. This is actually a piece that. Oh, hello. This is a piece that I've actually made during the show. So this is actually using, I think think it's the sterling silver coated wire, and it's just been filled, I believe, with zircon. But that's how you can translate it into, and again, this is done using the smaller
the
Lazy Daisy. So you can see how different the effect is, how the loops are smaller, and how you can translate that into a nice piece of jewellery, a bracelet or a necklace. It's lovely for something like that. And what's great about having the two is that you can do a tube of sort of Viking knit on this piece, do one on this piece in 2 contrasting colours and put them inside each other. So you can actually put the smaller tube inside the larger tube and get like a really cool two-tone kind of look.
Oh, that would be gorgeous.
So that's a really cool way of working with it as well.
Especially if you had that, you know, as a simple wristwear piece with the colour just sweeping through the design would be amazing.
I've done sort of like copper with a blue, like a turquoise smaller tube inside. So, you know, and because it draws through slightly differently, it's a different look of textures as well. So definitely, that's why I would say, if you can get both tools, then they are great to get both of them because they are essentially the same tool, but the look is different. And this one has 12 loops on the top.
Okay.
And this one has 6. So again, the look is different. You could do a 12 loop knit on this tool, but on this tool you could only do a 6. So you can see there's 12 of the holes at the top.
So this is the 12 at the top, which is your ½ inch.
And then
we will be offering you the smaller tool to add as well. So this one poster and packaging. In a second, we will give you that. Now there are other holes and there are other points, as you can see here. We will take you through exactly how to get started now, so that you can see how simple the tool is to work with. And of course, again, just to remind you, there is a workshop that takes place with Laura on the 28th of June, which is Thursday, the 28th of June. And so if you would like to join Laura and get that step-by-step instruction, she's also negotiated that you're going to get on that day a £40, up to £40. Up to the price of £40 worth of goodies, surprise goodies, just as an extra treat for turning up. So if you would like to join Laura and get that goodie bag, well, you can get in touch with us and you can book the course via the phone lines right now. And of course, our wonderful Sarah, who organises all the workshops, will get in touch with you on Monday to get the final tally. So if you would like to get in touch with us, then please do so for that. Right then. Okay. Tell me how I'll begin.
So we've got wire that's coming up in a different bundle, and I can't find my...
In front of you?
Right in front of me, which would make sense, wouldn't it? So, as I said, for this piece, I've actually used primarily the 0.8. So if I can take a moment, what I'm going to do is I am going to show you now, but I want to just explain briefly. So his body is made up, obviously all of this is made up of Viking knit. It's done in a various way. So we start off using the Lazy Daisy to create the tail. We're actually going to use the ring mandrel to kind of create this more wider, tapered out effect.
So is it the same gauge all the way through, but then you just widen it, is it?
Yes. And so it's going to become widened. And then when you get to the sort of the centre part, it's actually going to be freehand Viking knit, because, you know, you can basically follow that pattern. And then when his head is done, as I'll explain again, we get up to this point where we'll add the legs, and I'll go over that in a moment. And then I did his head in the exact same way. So I started at this sort of point, and then again widened it out to create that head effect, and then tapered it back in to give him the neck.
Right.
So you can see this is the start again of the actual Viking knit just here. And I've actually used 2 of the loops to kind of give him the sort of little nostril loops as such.
Nice.
And then it comes around, and then you taper it out to create that shape, and then you bring it back in again to create the neck effect. And then it's about locking those wires into place to make it look more seamless. Yeah. So that's as the Viking knit will work throughout, okay? So I'm going to take my wire now. Again, because it is a heavier gauge, it's going to use up quicker. So you could have the longest length in the world, but it's still going to take a long time. So, but the plus side is, because of the fact it's a heavier gauge, and because of the fact that it's going to be hidden, your joins are going to kind of go inside and be covered by the seed beads. Okay. Also, you can almost kind of lock the wire in rather than sort of going through the whole sort of process of twisting and adding wire in as you would a piece of jewellery. Right. Because again, it's mechanical as opposed to sort of jewellery. So I'm going to kind of just take a length, sort of an arm's length. I would take slightly longer if I was doing this sort of at home, but I don't want to blind anybody.
We appreciate that.
In fact, I'm going to go shorter because I really don't want to blind people. This is something that I may find easier to show directly to you, Leah, with direction because of the way that the angles of it. So it may just be easier rather than trying to show it from the top.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm actually going to do a 4 loop. And again, I'm just going to show you quickly. You can see the rows. These are the rows of the Viking knit. So you can see there's 4 rows. Now, you could do 4 or 5. I did 4 for the body, and then I did 5 for the actual head. So you can see he's got like a centerpiece here. 2 coming down here, 2 coming down here, and that's your sort of, and I think there's 1 going down there. So that's how you would, sorry, there isn't 1 going down there. So you can see the sort of definition. So I'm going to just show you how I do the 4 to start the 4. So I'm going to feed the wire directly down through the loop. Again, any of the loops, it doesn't really matter. And then when you get the tool itself, there's 2 sets of holes. So there's 2 on each side. One's higher and one's lower. Okay, so you normally make some kind of sarky comment there. So I'm going to feed the wire down through the highest hole, so it then comes down at a diagonal towards the lower.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to fold that wire straight down there like that, and it's going to lock in place.
Yeah.
Now bear in mind this is a 0.8, so that's actually going to be quite secure.
Yeah, solid.
I'm then going
And if you
to...
weren't working with the 0.8, do you need to wrap it around a couple of times or
No,
something?
no,
like
no.
that to
It's
still
just be
hold?
aware that if you're using a finer gauge and you do that, it may just pull out or
Right.
pat out. That's all. So I'm now going to just straighten this up and place this into place, okay? I like to kind of turn it slightly so that I'm already getting that kind of angle ready for the next stage. Now I'm right-handed and I tend to go anti-clockwise. There's no wrong or right way of doing this, it's just however feels comfortable for you. So I go in that direction, but I'll actually go clockwise around the tool. That will make sense in a moment. So what I'm going to do, actually I'm telling a lie, I go clockwise. Ignore that.
Mm-hmm.
So
it doesn't matter which way you go.
It doesn't matter which way you go.
Just finding the
Just
comfort.
stay consistent and yeah, whichever way feels comfortable for you. And again, seeing the loops at the top. Now, in the actual instructions, it does give you patterns and layouts to do sort of like a 5, 6, 4, 3. And it will show you where to place the wire on the actual pattern inside. So it does give you a guide.
Okay.
I'm going to just skip 2 and bring that wire. I was right. I'm having a moment of momentness. So I'm going to go around, form a loop and come up through the 4th hole. Sorry about that. So you'll see that wire goes like that. You have a loop and then it actually comes up through a skip 2 and it's come up into the 3rd hole. And then I'm going to just swing that around again to create that loop. And can you see this little guideline here? If you tend to make your loops like this part here, sort of meet that, it just gives you a guide.
Yeah.
These
so you have that, you've got the same consistent loop each time.
Yeah. Now these will be cut off, so don't worry if they're messy or they don't look as good as you want them to look. And starting out on a thicker gauge is actually, it's only the first row that's a tiny bit tricky. Once you started, it's actually a lot easier. You just have to get them attached, okay?
Yeah.
So again, just coming up through, bring that around, straighten it up if you need to. Use that guide and then swing that around to create that loop. Mm-hmm. Now if I look at the top, I can see 4 pieces of wire. Yeah. That's for my 4 loops. I know I've got my 4 loops. I do not need to bring that wire back up through the same wire I started with.
Yeah.
Now what I need to do is bring the wire behind the cross. What's quite good is, can you see there's a tiny little gap just here between the actual daisy part and the tool, and that enables me to kind of slide that wire behind, and then I'm just going to feed that, and again I'm holding the previous loop with my thumb to control this and bring that down, and that's your loop, and it just keeps it in place. Now again, when you're using a heavier gauge it's not so important, but it's a technique when you're Viking knitting that you'll find, you know, you'll naturally do whatever the gauge, just because it's a habit to get into, to just hold that tool, that previous loop in place, bring that down. So you can see that there.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, feeding it behind and then bringing that around, and I have to kind of pull it, it's clicking.
Yeah.
That's because of the fact that it's a heavier gauge.
Okay, of wire.
Okay, so again, and you'll notice what I do is I rotate the tool, so I'm rotating it so that the next loop is in place now. So that's just personally how I find it works. Now I've done my complete rotation of that first row.
Yeah.
I know this because I'm back at that starting point. I can see the holes there. So what I'm going to do is turn it slightly to the side so it really exposes that wire coming through the hole.
Yeah.
Take your pliers, make sure I cut the right wire now, snip, and then turn the piece over, and that little tail will go. Okay, if you don't do that, what will happen is you will start to almost stitch, especially if you come down to here, you actually, I've done this, I learnt this the hard way, and you stitch in that sort of tail and then you can't take the piece off.
Okay.
So it's, again, it's a habit I get into, whether it's a 0.4, 0.6 or 0.8, I cut. After that first row, I cut that tail off so that I know I'm not going to have that issue.
Yeah.
You then just continue. Now what I've done is I just go round about, on the tail part, you'll see a tiny little bit, oh sorry, on the tail, you'll see a very tiny little bit of metal, of the wire, just where I was establishing that weave initially. So I probably did about 3 rows. Okay, you can tell the rows because of the fact that you'll be able to count. You'll be able to count the loops.
Yeah.
And you'll also be able to count the links. So remember that first loop will be cut off, so there's actually only 2 rows there. So I know that when there's 4 of the links, that's going to be my 3 sort of start. Okay. So do you want me to carry on doing that while you show the smaller tool?
Yeah, because the second part of this offering, and I don't think we've done this for a very long time, this is your smaller gauge. Probably for many people, this is the one if you're wanting to create any of the wristwear designs that you'll have seen Laura bring to you in the past. Anything that looks like this, that creates that cage formation of the Viking knit. And this is used quite simply to really give a movement and a flexibility to a link-on-link design. So the Viking knit, a traditional tool, but actually now creating a very contemporary style to a jewellery piece. And that would be the gauge that we're looking at here. Now we're going to an all-time low price tag. The lowest price we've ever seen for this, I believe. This is $14.95 for your, this is your 1/4 inch. This is your 1/4 inch opportunity that we have for you here. Absolutely magnificent. And I will just rotate it round so you can see there. Absolutely fabulous quality of style. And you have to the top here, you have got your flower top. This time you've got 6 links, so obviously not as many links, but can still create a huge amount of intricacy, as you can see. Francis says, can the Lazy Daisy only be used for wire?
No, the only advantage to wire is the adding in. So when you add wire in, obviously I've just added a little bit in because I started with a ridiculously short piece. You twist that wire and obviously it will hold that shape and that twist, so it will stay locked in.
Okay.
So it just means if you were to use, say, beading thread or a cord of some
Nice catch.
Nice catch. Smooth. That you would have to find a way of bringing those 2 materials together to form that join, which may just be like a crimp bead maybe to crimp the 2 ends together and pick that pattern up. And obviously just remember that it's going to be a lot more flexible if you use a beading thread, which has been used before, and when you pull it, it's not going to have such a definition, but you can certainly experiment with other sort of mediums.
Brilliant. Okay. So you have here £14.95 for the 1/4 inch tool. It does create, I guess, for most people, the aesthetic values of detail to designs for jewellery, giving you that caging potential, giving you that flexibility in design, giving you that real smoothness to the overall aesthetic. Again, you do get the instructions for the wire weaving alongside it, which does give you step by step. Alongside obviously things like the workshop, we also have DVDs on the Viking knit. So all of those are accessible from our website. So if you'd like to join us here for the workshop, or alternatively you do want the hour-long tutorials, then you have access to that, and this will give you the step-by-step instruction of how to get started if you require it. So you get all of that for just £14 $13.95. Huge congratulations. Now, obviously, that's not everything that you need, because we've given you the step-by-step in terms of the tool. We've given you the seed beads, which make up a majority of our crocodile/alligator, but it's not everything. And I know a lot of you were asking about what does make up in terms of the gemstones, the body, etc. Well, what a combination. I'm going to just go through. Obviously, the wire that you require is imperative to make the structure happen, and that combination you're getting here is 10 meters of 1 mil gauge wire. You're also going to get 10 meters of 0.8 mil gauge wire, and then a further 10 meters, and this is all in your champagne gold coloured wire, a further 10 meters of your 0.4 mil. So you've got 30 meters of wire sitting within this bundle. Now that's number one. That's number one. Now we're not seeing a huge amount of this colour wire at the moment, so let's rejoice that we've got hold of what we've got for now. 30 meters of wire, but to top it off, we're also bringing you a combination of some of the most gorgeous, warm and spring-like colours of aventurine. You've got your classic rounds within these aventurine shapes. Fabulous 6 mil. Then you're going to get your teardrops, which you've used to caboose them into the feet, haven't you, Laura?
Tail, yeah.
And in the tail.
And his tail.
So this is the detail of the cabochon. And to top it off, we're also bringing you the luxury of emerald. This is your shaded, graduated, faceted rondelles of emerald. The luxury of Brazilian chromite rich, so rich coloured emerald, sitting into this extended length. I mean, the actual length of this, you've got 29 centimetres of emerald. Now, we had a bit of a moment in the production room before we came to air, and I'm going to be absolutely clear. I said to Phil, this is your last Saturday bundle that you can do with me, so what do you fancy doing? And he said, well, I tell you what, how about I give the emerald for free? How about I price this kit so that instead of paying £32.95, which is the price you should be paying for this kit, you actually get the emerald for free, because we're going to take the price even lower by taking you from £32.95 to now going to $21.95.
Wow.
We are absolutely squeezing. Why, let me just say to you, that is an almighty prowess of price dropping. That is a huge opportunity. Money back into your pocket on this one. Money that you don't want to mess around with. This is your chance. This is yours. I mean, every one of these sits at what, £3? It must be just shy of £3.70 per deal. £3.70 for the inventory, £3.70 for the cabochons, £3.70 for the wire. That really does mean that you've got yourself a cracking Saturday saver deal. £21.95. Essentially, should be paying £32.95. We've dropped you to under £22, simply so that we could say, look, this is it. Get the emerald for free. Absolute treat and a half. And I think what's lovely is to see these gemstones into action. You can see how they create a texture of colours. You can see the lighter colours. You can see the richer colours. You can see how you've got those emeralds just running within the design against the feet
and the feet and his legs. If I just show you the legs here, you can see they're actually placed at the bottom here, so they're on the legs, and I think there's like the odd one or two kind of sprinkled in the top just up here, but again, I wanted to make a bit of a feature of them around his legs. And again, it's one of those, you'll be surprised at how quickly you use those gemstones up, because of the fact that it's so 3D in its design.
Of course.
I was considering making a crocodile eye kind of pendant, but I just got a little bit carried away with him, and I actually thought they were great to make his feet and to make the tail a detail, that additional detail.
I think that's the thing about these cabochons. They have a lot of potential, haven't they?
Most definitely.
You have definitely got something special with this shape in particular. I like the size of these. I think that, you know, seeing them in action there is absolutely amazing. But then perhaps translating that into perhaps that piece of jewellery that you're going to wear.
Oh yeah,
you could imagine these sitting beautifully as part of that neckline look, or that brooch style. You can see that really working hard. £21.95 is all you pay. Congratulations to everybody who's joining us on this deal. Helen, you've got yours. Sharon's joining me. Collectors in Somerset, Merseyside. Of course, you can add to your order with us today. You can add as many times as you like on that single postage and packing of just £3.95. And when you've got the freedom and the liberty to be able to really let rip, to really open your mind to design, I mean, this is the potential, isn't it?
And this is the thing. People, I mean, I don't do wire sculpture as a go-to as such, but I really enjoyed this because I think it was my rules. You know, I love what Alison does with all the scrolls. I love that, but for me, I'm not patient enough to kind of create that kind of very. The technique is the same all the way throughout. So for me, this is doing something I enjoy doing, which is the Viking knit, but forming something quite of a solid nature. And you could turn this into a dragon. You could turn this into a lizard if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You can put whatever take you want onto it. You could, obviously, I have the restrictions of the kit as well. But you could do the whole body and then do a lovely woven head. So you could do anything that you want with this, and it's lovely just to play about with the techniques and explore them, really.
Yeah, especially with something like the Viking knit, which, you know, it doesn't get enough exposure in my mind.
No.
Because I do think the Viking knit really does have the freedom to facilitate great jewellery and great sculpture. Yeah. And I don't think there's many mediums that can sit within those both boundaries. I don't think there's many mediums that can facilitate both. Yeah. It's often one or the other, isn't it?
Like you say, if you used a smaller tool, you could and maybe a 0.6 gauge. I know there's not a 0.6 in this kit, but if you used a slightly in between gauge, you could more do, like you say, a lovely little brooch or a necklace. Yes. But I love the fact that you can manipulate it.
I agree. And if you would like to join us on this deal, of course, it's while stocks last. This is one of the big kits. Absolutely magnificent opportunity. Barbara in California, she says, Laura, you are a genius. Is this a DVD? Question mark.
It's certainly something I can talk about because it's something that I would like to be able to show in detail how you would approach it, because I enjoy using it, doing it so much, and actually the end result, I would sit down and do another one, which you know what I'm like for stuff like that. That's saying something.
Yeah, that's quite impressive. Can we have that? Can we make sure we've recorded that? Because now she's said it, we'll hold her to it. Got it on record. Yeah.
So yeah, it's something I can look into because I really would like people to be able to, you know, replicate this, but with that sort of additional detail.
Amazing, amazing. £21.95, and you get this combination, 3 lots of wires plus your gemstones, and you've got your cabochons all together for just £21.95. Right then.
Okay, so all I've done is the same technique I showed you, but as I did the loops, I've actually got one more here to do. So I've kind of, I'll just show you on here. I've gotten a little, they've got mixed up, but I've just sort of done. Oh look, it won't work now. Everyone's watching. These are ideal gauges because they go on this wire, lovely. They also go on the 1 mil as well. So you just pick them up, and then just again they will sort of move around, and then just pop this back on the tool, and then bring that around, and that's how you get that beaded effect. So you can see how easy that is to create. Okay. Have you got a question?
Yeah, I have. Can you do that again?
I'm going to now, but I'm going to take it off the tool because I want to show you how I change it up a little bit.
Okay.
So
you could just, so you do as many links as you like around, you do as many forms as you want the length to be, you then can add gemstones, and you literally, just before you make the link, you add the stones and then you continue. Yeah. So that part I get. So, okay, I'm with you now, so where are we going?
So what I'm going to do is, because I want to start to get that tapering out effect to create the actual tail where obviously it widens out, you know, the Lazy Daisy is great to start this off, but obviously it's a consistent size all the way through. Yeah. So, to remove the knit from the daisy, I'm just going to push the sort of the top part down so it exposes these loops. Okay. Lifts them up very slightly, and then snip. Do you remember I said that?
Yeah, you said you were going to lose
it was
this
a waste.
Top bit.
Yeah, it is like and then take
so
that off.
So it won't unwind all of a sudden, will it not?
No, it's all locked. And you'll have one piece of wire, and it's quite important you only have one piece. If you have more than one piece, then you need to just pull out the little sort of scraps because there's only one. And then what I'm going to do is take my round nose pliers and just roll that into almost like a little loop, just so there are no sharp edges. So you can see that's just been rolled in there.
And that won't unlock then?
No, that won't unlock.
So it's not like traditional knitting that if you have one loose bit and you pull it, it just goes.
And again, this is something that we had, I believe, yesterday morning. It may have been with Gemma Crow, and they had the knitting doll thing.
I didn't see that.
And it does look very much like Viking knit when it actually is used, but it is, and again, it's one of those, if you pull it, the whole lot will unravel, but with Viking knit, it's locked in.
Static, okay.
So, I'm now going to switch to my ring mandrel, because my ring mandrel tapers.
Yeah.
So, I can now...
And if we didn't have a ring mandrel, we can just find something that has that fluted...
but you want it to be tapered out so that I can create, so that I can widen out this this knit, in effect.
Yeah.
So, I'll place that back on there now, and you can see it's exactly the same now as the actual Lazy Daisy tool itself. I've created the knit, so I don't need to worry about doing any of that. So now this is where I can sort of, again, I'll sort of add a couple more. So I'm taking the wire, feeding on. Now you may want to start adding an extra one on because you want to start building this up now and it's going to widen out. So I put 3 on the first couple of rows. So now I'm going to put 4 on. Scoot them along. Now they will run, they will try to go sort of into the loops, and they will also try to catch on the opposite side, and that's just a matter of taking a bit of time, you know, to just move them around. If you take them off, that'll be easier. If you take the knit off as well, that will work. So if you're so for the, you know, you can easily take that off, pop that wire through, pop it back on. I've got a very short piece of wire here, so I'm going to take my pliers just to get that.
Yes, and that's what I was about to ask you about, the length of the wire. I know that you said you started with a short wire, but...
Yeah, I'll show you quickly how you can add another piece in as well. So what you can do is, again, I'll just feed a couple more on, and that's all you're doing. I'm just picking them up. As you get a little bit further into it, you don't tend to count them as long as it just kind of meets. So obviously I'm not going to be... Right, so I'm just going to pull that, and obviously I'm just going to kind of so see that little one there. Yeah. Can you see, if I show Leah, can you see how it's kind of caught that seed bead? Now that will happen, just lift it up and move it. Okay, so it's moved, and then I can pop that back on there, and then I can just bring that wire around. So when you need to add some wire in, what I'm going to do is there is a sort of a traditional way of adding the wire in using a Lazy Daisy. I'm not going to go into detail with that. We've demoed it before and I can explain it another time, but you would have to sort of take the piece off, realign it and stuff like that. But what I'm going to do is, because this is going into a structural piece, I'm not too worried about that blending in, because it's not a piece of jewellery you're going to wear, so you don't need to worry about edges or scratchy pieces. 0.8. Okay, so I'm going to just take this wire again. I'm just going to take a shorter length again, but you're going to be using with longer lengths than I'm working. But you can see how quickly this wire reduces up, which is why, you know, if you can do longer lengths, then that's great. So I'm going to take this wire off and I'm going to show you up close. So what I'm going to do is, see the loop here that's got the tail of wire? I'm going to feed my new wire through that loop. And then I'm going to take my pliers and I'm going to just twist both of these together. I don't need to do it too much, but you can see that's just twisted. Trim the end there, and then pop it back onto your tool, and then just continue as normal. So add more gemstones and continue going round. And when you actually get back to that part there, what you'll want to do is bring your wire and almost, if I can show you a piece I've done it to, just here, you can't really see it. What you would do is catch it under your loop, so you're almost stitching it to the row inside. Okay. Does that make sense? Very quickly, do you want to do that chain a moment whilst I get it back to the point?
Yeah, can do. The final component of our crocodile / alligator is this fantastic combination of the emerald green Swarovski cup chain in your emerald green colour. Beautiful, snazzy, adding a little bit of bling to the proceedings in this luxury combination. And you have here a dramatic quality to the form of these. Now you've got two variants. You've got 1/2 metre in each one of the cup chain, and it's called cup chain because, as you can see there, the Swarovski's cupped into place, almost crowns, really, aren't they? Like crowns of each setting. And you've got this lovely look. You've got not just one, but you've got 2 lots of sizes in this combination. Under £40 we can achieve. That's a metre of Swarovski. A metre of this luxury. So it's 1/2 metre on the larger, 1/2 metre on the smaller in the cup chain, and all for just £37.95. You can see how it embellishes beautifully and gives accents and really gives a detail to the drama of the piece.
To me, it really finished off this piece because initially I wasn't quite sure where. I added in the finer gauge along here, and all I've done is use my 0.4 wire and stitched it along one of the rows of Viking knit, so one of the actual sort of rows here, and I've just kind of stitched it in on top of that, and I felt that added again that dimension. When I got to the top part here, I'll show you him up close. I've actually cut it into sections of 3 and almost stitched it in as part of the Viking knit. That was a little bit fiddly because I kind of almost had to kind of catch the gemstones, but I wanted to add it in. It wasn't until he was complete that I laid a piece across there, and I thought that's the finishing touch, because I felt he needed, it's that scale effect, isn't it? They've got that texture again. And so I didn't mind overlapping this because I don't mind, to me that's nice to have that additional detail. But again, overlaid that and just ran along with the 0.4 and stitched all of that into you. If I show you there, you can see on the side, you can see the sort of just underneath it, a little bit of the 0.4. And you can see again that that's kind of just running along that ridge. And again, cutting that smaller chain up, you can actually stitch it onto a piece of the 0.8. So see around the jaws, what I've done is I've taken a piece of 0.8, wrapped it to the 0.8, and then just moulded it and then stitched it to the actual head as well. So you can manipulate it into however you want as such.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. 2 lots, and for £37.95 you're getting 1/2 metre of each size, the larger and the smaller of the cup chain from Swarovski, of course. I mean, if you went into a Swarovski shop and you tried to buy a Swarovski necklace or a Swarovski bracelet that looked like this, I mean, the reality is I'm not suggesting that the price tag that we can offer you it is the price that you would be paying for even just a bracelet.
But that's what I've got left. I've got a bracelet left.
From that crocodile.
So
nice.
I've actually got this left of the larger sort, and I love the way that it's been set, because it's been set differently. It's kind of been set on both the sides as opposed to all the way around, and I love that setting. And again, I've cut it individually and used it for the crop size.
So you can have them as individual.
Yeah, and when you cut it, I'll just cut one of these just because, you know, why not? You just cut it in the middle. It's got like a little bar in between.
See if I can see it.
And then you cut it, and it cuts nice and cleanly, and you'll see. And then here on it, so, oh, sorry, I've moved it. So on this piece here, I'll just see if I can show you. Can you see there's like a tiny little sort of hole, like a tiny little hole there? Yeah. And that's what you can feed your 0.4 wire through to kind of stitch it into your piece.
Yeah, brilliant.
Okay. I just want to quickly show you how, obviously you would continue, continue on this and taper it down. Yes. When you've gotten it to a wider point, you can actually don't really need anything. I've got my little stitch point now, I just wanted to show you. What you would do is catch, and you would go behind that actual twisted point, and that will just continue kind of stitch it into the actual body. And what you can do then is use your hand to manipulate this. So see how I'm shaping that down now, and you can flatten it, and you can start to get that wider effect, just flattening and shaping in it. And then just continue using it and building it out and widening it out.
Amazing.
So hopefully I'll try and do a DVD, but we'll see.
Well, fingers crossed, keep an eye out. Plenty more to come, including today's must-have straight after the break.
Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, but being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates through items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from Jewellery Maker. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
Did you know that when you book a Jewellery Maker workshop, you're given exclusive access to our Jewellery Maker shop? You can browse through special items and offers, be privy to selected discounts and deals that you can't get at any other time. Shop whilst you learn and grab yourself some amazing offers. For more information on workshops and available dates, contact our call centre.
Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, but being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates through items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from Jewellery Maker. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
Today's must-have, instantly on screen, we're bringing you the luxury of some of the finest, brightest, breathtaking colours of sunshine yellow. This is sapphire at its finest. We are genuinely bringing you one of the most spectacular, unirradiated. Now, just to be clear, if you went to somewhere in the gem trade right now and tried to get this colour, the chances are, and I would say probably 90 to 95%, if not higher percentage, I would guarantee that it would be irradiated to get this kind of intensity. Only heat treated, which essentially to the gem trade is not treated at all, but we still give you that proof. We are talking about a truly unique prospect for your gemstone collection. Non-irradiated means that essentially this is capturing nature's colour at its best. Heat treatment essentially just means that we follow the formation of nature as it was formed in the earth, and we create this majestic colour, this brightness that just is annihilating any shade of colour that we've ever seen from sapphire. It really is an exquisite opportunity. We're looking here at 18 carats, 18 carats of bright sunshine yellow sapphire. This is exceptionally rare. This is exceptionally difficult to access. And I will say to you now, the quantity we have available is the only quantity that we have in the vaults. Well, it said 46, it's already dropped to 44. Can I say to you already, right, the reason it's just dropped is that there's a lady beside me who has just bought one alongside.
By magic.
Magic being essentially
ways.
Leah pressing a buy now button. Literally, Leah has just done it for Laura to make sure she didn't miss out.
Yeah.
So that gives you some kind of indication of how good quality you're talking here. Oh my goodness me! Give me a moment, Phil. Phil is literally Phil mad. Oh my goodness me! Straight in to $29.95. Absolutely incredible. Didn't even give me a chance to warn you that we were going to this price tag. It just went straight in. I mean, literally straight for the jugular on that price drop. $29.95 is all you pay. An almighty, bright, crisp colour. A colour that if you're starting to define in the gem trade right now and you translate it into probably the closest colour grade, which would be a canary diamond, canary diamonds and canary sapphires sit within the same profile in colour terms. Rare, rare, and a little bit more rare. And when we start to talk about defining quality, Madagascar and Ceylon, i.e. two of the finest locations in the world, are defining the gem trade these days. Absolutely defining. And you've got a chance for $29.95 to get involved. If you would like to join us, now is your chance to do so. Now is your opportunity to pick up the phone, join us on the web, whichever way you're going to do it. The colour is just warm. The colour is radiant. So why have you bought it? What was the thing that you just...
Because I'm lucky enough to be sat here looking at it, I love the fact that it's, you know, it has got those yellow tones, but it's got those little pops of orange, like almost like little sort of mandarin kind of colours, and it's like little sunshine, and I just think it's super, super pretty, and I just want to do something nice with it. And that's the honest answer. I love it. I love having any gemstone that's a little bit different, that's a little bit more special, and isn't something that you would commonly see. I like to make one-off pieces. That will be a one-off piece, and that's for me what I would use that strand for.
And I think you're right in saying, and let's not forget, this is uniridated. So when you've got uniridated gemstones, you are looking at exceptionally difficult to access anyway. And even if you do a little bit of research, you know, go to websites, things like the Natural Sapphire Company, I love to read up that on there. The GIA, I like to do a little bit of learning via the Gemological Institute of America. You've got the likes of the IGS, which is the International Gem Society. You've got loads of different portals to access the understanding of how rare and how much of a scarce commodity uniridated sapphire is. And iridation is kind of it's just one of those treatments that is expected in the gem trade for sapphires. Iridation and diffusion are just things that are likely to occur. I think about 5 years ago it was 95% of sapphires were treated to diffused to a minimum, but actually I think that's risen to 98 to 99% now. So to get non-iridated, to get heat-only sapphire that looks like this is an almighty achievement. To then put it to under £30. I mean, let's not forget, we're not talking about hundreds of pounds for this luxury of sapphire. We're talking about the luxury of heat-only sapphire for under 30. Now, in the gem trade, and again, there are plenty of places that will say this. There's plenty of places, not just me, but there are a lot of places that will say exactly what I'm about to say, that grade should never be seen under £100.
No.
That level of colour should not be identified as a £30 item at all, whatsoever. This really is the day's must-have. This is the one that you can't afford to miss out on. And I have to say, Liz in Kent, how much?
Yeah.
Bonkers.
I completely agree.
Spectacular sapphire.
I asked in the break how much it was going to be going for, because obviously it's the first time I've seen it. And I got to be honest, Jewellery Maker price, I was expecting it to be $69.95, around about that price, because I know that that's the kind of prices that we would kind of do, and that's a really good price. That's a Jewellery Maker price. So I certainly was not expecting this. I really wasn't, and that's why Leah had my phone before we went on air.
And there is that moment where, you know, we offer you a 30-day money-back period, and within that 30 days, you've got time to research. I would 100% recommend that you research the colour and the location. Madagascar parallels, and you'll read pretty much all of your idents of all of those different places that I've said that I research. I will say that most of them will say that Madagascar and Ceylon sit as exactly the same in terms of regard to the industry. To trade, Madagascar has quality of sapphire to that of Ceylon. And the thing is, when you've got that kind of parallel, and then we're giving you the rarity of this colour, because actually royal blue is a traditional sapphire colour, but yellow, canary yellow, is so far removed from the colours you should be expecting. And that's, of course, you know, some of these, and the bit I guess I get excited about with this is that you're right, you're getting those gorgeous splashes of Pad colours.
Yeah. And that's a draw to me. I just think it just looks so lovely and warm, and
but non-iridated,
yeah.
to get near Pad. And of course, for those of you who go, Pad, why does that ring? Why should I remember? Pad was Princess Eugenie's engagement ring. So she got engaged around the same time as obviously Harry and Meghan, and she got engaged with a Pad sapphire. And literally, the world went crazy because the nicest part about it was it's a traditional royal gemstone of sapphire, but it's non-traditional in its colour. And Pad is one of the rarest colours of sapphire in the world. Way rarer than blue. I mean, takes you so far away from the blue tradition. And I love the fact that everybody, I mean, you had all the papers, everybody going, what is Pad? And nobody could say it. You know, you had some of the, if you ever saw any of the comments that the people, you know, on the television, I love the fact they almost did that, Pad, and they kind of said it like they were sneak, Pad, so that they didn't get it wrong. But the thing is that in this, if I just hold it here for our Leah to get a close-up, can you see you've got some of those Pad colours coming through? You can see those oranges and yellows and pinks bursting through there. Now, the quantity that we have is literally the quantity that we've got in stock. That is everything. 13 of 13. And if you don't want to miss out, a little bit like Laura, it's better to get involved sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
It's better to access this deal and then sit within the comfort zone of knowing you've got a 30-day money-back period, 30 days that says, OK, if it isn't right, I can't imagine what else you would want for £30, but if it's not right, send it back and your money goes back into your account. And for that, obviously, within that time period, you've got time to research, you've got time to try and find anything like it elsewhere, and I'll pretty much guarantee there is nothing like this elsewhere, certainly not to my reckoning, unirridated. And I'll have to say, if you are going to do like-for-like comparison, you've got to make sure, of course, we can give you a certificate of authenticity that guarantees the quality. That's for 25p additional. We'll give you that proof of purchase in terms of the grading of the gemstones. If you want that certificate, I would recommend it on a gemstone like this, just for that. And I often think of these pieces as not just the proof of the purchase of the certificate as if you're selling, but I also think if you're making jewellery for yourself, it becomes an heirloom. It becomes a family heritage piece. And to have the certificate there, you know, as you pass down your jewellery to the generations going onwards, you know, you've got that proof that this is the real deal. This is genuine sapphire. This is the luxury of that canary, unirridated quality. You know, that really is an additional collector's opportunity, and I certainly wouldn't want you to miss out on this opportunity. $29.95. Now, I can tell you, I have got 8 left. Do you want to know how many I've got in baskets? 11. So, with that in mind, I've still got people holding on the phone lines. I've got 12 people now on the web, and I've got 8 left in stock. The maths doesn't quite tally up that everybody will be successful. So if you don't want to miss out, please, please, please do check out your basket. Please don't leave in your basket and then think, oh, I'll do it at the end of the night, because if you do that, then you will miss out. There won't be a stock left. And this is not the one to miss out on, that's for sure. Because, I mean, if you think about it, we've worked here for a heck of a long time, and this is the first time we've managed to achieve this grade of colour to unirridated sapphire. Liz says, I really, really want to go to Madagascar. It must be amazing if it produces such stunning gemstones. I've actually been to Madagascar myself, and it's the most extraordinary island. I mean, it is quite... It's like no other island I've ever been to, and I've been to places like Samrang, I've been to Bali, I've been to some amazing, like almost tropical islands. But I think that Madagascar, everything you imagine it to be in terms of its life and it's such a fresh place, is embraced in this colour. It really is such a glorious place. Unfortunately, I went before I even knew about gemstones. So I went in '99, and I was on a world cruise at the time when I was working, and I ended up going to Antarctica and places like that. Hence, that's why I ended up in. It's not like I'm a globetrotter. I literally got paid to travel the world, and interesting. That's why I ended up in Bali and Samarang and places like that. But I also ended up in Madagascar, and it's interesting because whenever I think of Madagascar from my journey, I think of sunshine and I think of colour and I think of life. And that's what you've got embraced in this gemstone. So you're quite right, Les. It's an amazing place to visit. I would highly recommend it. Loads of monkeys. But locals call it. They call it the Monkey Island because it's genuinely, it's quite extraordinary. Like, and there's certain places around the world where quite simply, you know, if you don't like monkeys, you don't go. And that would be one of them, I would suggest.
Oh,
yeah.
we have to go.
Yeah, especially Jackson loves monkeys,
Jackson
doesn't he?
loves gorillas, so that's his next request for me to make.
I don't think it's gorillas, I think it's just monkeys.
Well, yeah, but he loves any
kind
gorillas
of
are his favourite, but yeah, he does like that.
Definitely take him there then. I would recommend it. Family road
End
trip
of school trip. End of school, you've finished the term. Let's just go to Madagascar, you know, why not?
That's what we do. Okay, we have got another big showcase for you now, because we're sticking with sapphire for a moment. Now, you know who said the last of that gorgeous canary yellow was non-irradiated? It was heat treated, we're very open about that, but that's just an additional element to really embracing nature. So heat treatment for most traders is actually a non-treatment, but we're always very open. It's very much a strong transparency to us that we want to tell you exactly what you're getting. But what if I told you that I'm about to bring you 100% natural sapphire? What about if I said to you, probably one of the finest strands of totally natural sapphire that we've ever had? I'd say that this is probably the closest to boutique natural sapphire we've ever got to. This is not bead quality. This is not even gem quality. This is elite trade quality natural sapphire. And it's totally natural. The real deal, totally natural sapphire. I'm going to show you here the can I just say what you don't know what's going on right now, and what Mike is trying to kind of cover over is Laura looking at Leah going,
no, to be fair, Leah's like, do you want it? She's just as bad. He's like, I'll help you spend your money.
So essentially, Laura's sat here right now. The wages that she gets are literally going to go straight back into the building based on
they
this
should pay
strand.
us in gemstones. I think they do.
I think genuinely most of our guest designers do just get paid in gemstones, because all they do is get paid and then they just buy more gemstones. But I think that this is 100% world class. Crikey! Could you pull up the specification for me, please, Phil? That's the one. Hang on. Right, we need to show, only because this is absolutely pertinent to what we're doing. Because so you know who we were talking about that probably about 90. Look at, so we caught you. We caught you. Literally.
You did that on purpose.
Just to let you know, that is Laura talking to Leah, telling her to buy this
I
strand.
nearly just gave you all my code to my phone in case. Oh, she's in. Oh, that's fine.
She's in. Yeah. She's in already. She's like some kind of code breaker. Leah's like that. Yeah, you don't need to tell me. I've already broken into your code, mate.
Yeah, I've already sussed that out.
This is very exciting. So first of all, look. Origin. Sorry, Leah. Sorry.
No, it's
I know
fine.
we're pausing on obviously your purchasing. So we're back to Madagascar. The match of quality. We're talking Madagascan quality, matching that of Ceylon to most gem collectors these days. So Madagascar and Ceylon, so you know Ceylon is probably the most defining blue sapphire in the world. Madagascar has the matching grade of colour. Then on top of that, we take you to this, and this is where your jaw's got to drop to the floor. 99%, pretty much 99% of sapphire that's in the trade right now is treated to some degree. Heat treating is still a treatment, you know, we're not going to deny that, but iridation, diffusion is your traditional colours. To get coloured sapphires to look great, the likelihood of you going to your local jeweller's shop is that you will have an iridated or a diffused sapphire. If it looks good, it's probably had some kind of treatment. Whether they enclose that in part of your purchase, whether they disclose that as part of what they give you, I've no idea. But what I can tell you is that we don't mess around. If we've got, oh, hang on, Phil, it's disappeared. If we've got totally natural sapphire, we need to let you know about it. It is totally natural. Now, I know some very well-known gem collectors that would literally go absolutely loopy for this deal right now. I know some very well-known dealers who are talking about selling back to the trade some of the sapphire that they've got because it is so expensive to get natural sapphire these days. It's so much more considered because the world has gone absolutely crazy for total natural, for getting absolutely 100% natural gemstones, especially on the higher precious gemstones of sapphires, etc. Natural is expensive. So I spoke to one of my very close gem trading friends just about, goodness me, what day is it today? It must have been Monday or Tuesday of this week, and literally he was saying they are considering, instead of making it into jewellery as would be normally the process of the pieces, they're actually just going to potentially sell them back to the trade because they'll make more money. And as a business, if you can make more money one way rather than the other, then you do the one way, don't you? Because that keeps you afloat, that keeps the money rolling, however way you do it. So this gemstone, and 100% natural, I would say a lot of traders would just push this straight back into the trade and resell it for a higher price tag. So you've got something big going on here. Shirley says, now those sapphires are proper lush. Made sure I got it right tonight, and that's Laura.
Yeah, it's because Shirley messaged in last night and said, "Oh, they're girt lush," and I said, "No, they're proper girt lush because
proper girt lush."
Beautiful, yeah, they really are. And the reason I've bought these is because of the fact that I've got the rondelles, and I have some pink sapphire at home again in the rondelle. So for me, that is that tie-in strand. I can, you know, I can make a beautiful piece. I could do colourways. I can mix it up. So
amazing.
That's for me why I chose that as well.
And there's a very big designer, and I can't say the name, but if you do a little bit of research on rainbow sapphires, and you see they do a cluster of maybe, I'd say probably half a dozen to a dozen of these colours in a drop pair of earrings, and literally all it is, you'll find it, because if you know who I'm talking about, you know how much I'm talking about as well. It's a little classic drop, and all it is a chain drop and then a cluster, and it must have been maybe, I would say maybe half a dozen to a dozen of these gemstones just sat in a cluster, nothing else, that's it. And the price tag, do your research, maybe it needs to be type in drop rainbow sapphire earrings, maybe designer add in, you know, something like that, and see the price tag. We're talking considered purchase for one pair of earrings. I mean, quite extraordinary. Now, I don't know whether those earrings are made up of natural sapphires. I mean, I don't know whether many designers even get involved in whether they're natural because they just believe that it's worth the value of whatever they charge. But for us, natural all the way for just $39.95. Again, you've got to get your certificate of authenticity to guarantee the quality. And if you would like to join us, now is the time to do so. Liz has just said, I'm glad that it's nearly peer day. I just can't resist these. The colours are amazing. I concur. Yeah. And I love the fact that this is natural canary, natural ballast pink, natural royal blue, natural verde green. I mean, to get all of that arrangement of colour naturally is an almighty opportunity. Some of the blues are bluer than the finest sapphires that you see within the royal crest. You know, you look at the qualities. Some of the blues that are absolutely nailing what royal blue is. $39.95. Tremendous. Look at that shade of blue. Tell me, does that not say to you a luxury pair of little stud earrings? And
the thing is, when you say, like, obviously designer makes clusters, etc., A lot of them, they're base metals as well. They're not sterling silver. They're not sort of, they are just sort of...
Well, these ones are 18k.
Oh, are they?
I'm talking about.
But a lot of designers don't even use a sterling silver or what we would say a precious metal. They tend to just use base metal.
It's interesting, isn't it?
And the price, like you say, is up there, isn't it?
Yeah.
These are.
When you
I need to see these. I
you need to find them, and will as soon as you see them, you know exactly, because the design is that gemstone style in a cluster, drop down, and they're breathtaking. But you could create your own style within that type of design formation, but at a fraction, and I mean literally at a sneeze of the cost of what these earrings would be. So if you want to create your own designer look without spending 4 figures, then now is the chance to be able to get hold of those sapphires. I would certainly recommend to get them with the certificate. I would think that that's important too. All right then, let's go to some beautiful Morganite. Morganite, I love this gemstone. Ballet Slipper Pink is what this is, and Pantone brought out the summer collection, and one of those is Ballet Slipper Pink. And if you like to follow your big brands and your big fashion houses, you've got the likes of Gucci, Dior and Givenchy. They've all brought out Ballet Slipper Pink styles, sometimes alongside dusky pinks, they're dusky pinks of Ballet Slipper Pink alongside dusky greys. Sometimes just literally just the pure shade of pink just standing on its own in a gorgeous outfit. This is that dusky Ballet Slipper Pink Morganite. A gemstone for collectors, another one that really heralds, you know, world-class qualities. And you've got here 50 carats of Morganite, all the way from Brazil. La 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 la. And all yours for...
Wow.
Brazilian Morganite.
That's impressive.
I honestly thought we were going to be matching the price of the sapphire. I thought we were going to go at 39, 49, 59 pounds for that colour.
And I will have to say that on the screen they are coming across paler than they are to the eye. Like, seeing them here, they are beautiful, very present pink. You know, they look a little bit more opaque there, but you can really see that pink. I think they're beautiful.
I can't believe that price tag. And it's a 30 centimetre strand, which is essentially add a clasp, and it's a necklace.
Pop maybe a nice couple of pearls at the front of it, maybe, if you wanted to sort of break it up a little bit.
It's just a classic look for the neckline.
Looks pretty like that, doesn't it?
It really is, and it's capturing one of the big colours of the season. I mean, it really is quite an almighty. I don't know how we've done that from Brazilian Morganite to go to 12. I genuinely don't know how we've managed to achieve that. Not Brazilian. I mean, perhaps if we'd have meant, I don't know how we've done that, because obviously Brazil is one of the highest demanded locations for world-class gemstones. However, its supply of gemstones like this is pretty much null and void at the moment, so I have no idea how that is. Angela says pink trousers are very trendy at the moment. I wore some today. Ooh, Angela, trendsetter, absolutely. Actually, you're quite right, because I went in my little break between morning shift to late shift. I did go for a wee shop because I'm going away this next weekend.
Oh, nice.
Girls' weekend away.
Anywhere nice?
Bigging it up. Marbella, no carbs before marbs. That's not true, because I had pasta today. I've had a sandwich today. I couldn't do no carbs if you paid me. I could not. I mean, I've got one of my close friends at work, right, is doing this whole thing that you're not meant to eat carbs, and I just looked at her and I just went, that is absolutely fine if that's what you want to do, but that is not going to make me happy. that is not me a happy chappy, and I like being happy. I'd rather eat carbs and be happy than I would not eat carbs and be sad.
You need to eat carbs.
Don't I? Do you think I've got the point across that?
I think.
Yeah.
No one ever deny Vicky Carr, basically. Ever.
I did. We stick with the principle of Morganite, but this time, how about we bring you Morganite nuggets? And I love the texture. These are almost shard-like nuggets, though. They're lovely shapes. And I like the fact, you know what you could do is literally just restrand this into a nice textured bracelet and you'd get yourself an almighty summer look, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely. I think they're beautiful. But again, you could add them with the little rondelles. They would look really pretty if you wanted to break it up a little bit. You could make a lovely summer necklace and have little sections, almost of the chunkier sort sort of nuggets with the smaller rondelles.
And these are a little bit more of the lighter tone, whereas I think that the rondelles had a little bit more of a vivid shade of pink. These have got that more dusky tone, which actually I think just sits very pretty in this shape. It does feel almost, you know, like a nice coral shell that you would wear for a summer bracelet. It feels like you've got that type of effect, isn't it? But instead of it being coral shell, it's actually Morganite, a collector's gemstone, an amazing 340 carats of Morganite that we're bringing you here. Arrangement of size, you're looking at 9 by 8 to 16 by 12 mil. A huge prominence really for those who love their gemstones, but even more so if you love your gemstones and you love great deals. Saturday saver deal that we have for you. What? That says $3.95 for the 340 carats of Morganite. I mean, we are definitely showing you the capacity of our buying team right now. And, you know, we're not suggesting that this is of the same grade as obviously the rondelles that we brought to you, because that's not true. And actually, I think the price reflects the grading of the stones. We don't pretend, you know, we're not going to suggest that the level of colour that you're getting from that strand, which was over £10, is the same level of colour that you get here. But actually, I think in reality, it's just how you play with that to your advantage. For £3.95, this actually might be the strand that you break up and you take some of the colours and you mix it with pearls, so you get that pearl and Morganite collaboration. Maybe you take some of them and you do create something a little bit more oceanic, inspired quality. You've got so much potential. For £3.95, I tell you what, stretchy bracelets, ahoy, and you've got something great to sell for perhaps a summer fair or something like that. And it's a designer gemstone. Let's not underestimate, this is often known as the Tiffany gemstone. So if you want that grade of prestige to your jewellery collection, you've got it, but you haven't had to pay hundreds, nor tens of thousands, nor have you paid even £10. You're paying £3.95 for 340 carats. Now, these are genuine gemstones that we're offering you here, not synthetics, not replicas, the real deal for £3.95. And I think, you know, the nice thing is that shape and the format of these stones really does deliver lots of design opportunity, doesn't it?
Most definitely. Again, you've got that texture. And you were saying about the colour. I mean, I like the fact that it's got that kind of colour range, you know, and seeing it against your top, it looks beautiful as a contrast. But there are one or two in there that are the same colour as those rondelles. So although, obviously, like you say, they are slightly lower, the colour's a little bit more diluted as such. Yes. But you have got a couple in there that would quite happily sit as within those and be colour matched. And neither
one is right or wrong. No. It's just to preference
like
and to price budget. You know, we have to be honest. You know, we put something to wear and we put it to wear at the price that is appropriate, that we can achieve. You know, and that is what we've done right here, right now. For 340 carats of Morganite, we can achieve this grade to £3.95. Not every day. I mean, I'm not going to suggest that next week we'll be able to bring you this quality of stone for £3.95. But the deal that we secured for this grade, we managed to get for you and to be able to put it on air for less than £4. Congratulations if you've got that. Okay, next up we have for you, well, the colour of this Tanzanite is spectacular. I've got 15. This is limited edition. Wow.
Do you know, I've got a sterling silver bracelet here. This is from a kit I was very lucky to have. And this has got, I think, very similar. Can you see just a couple of the smaller ones in this actual bracelet? This is sapphire, ruby, emerald and diamonds, because I was very lucky with the kit that I got. Wow. But just like that, can you imagine just a bracelet with just those in the centre? Wow. You really get to see that sparkle.
Look at the...
Stunning.
So when you grade... Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, stop, pause. I've picked up the faceted rondelles, and these are the plain rondelles. I beg your pardon, that's totally my fault. I do beg your pardon on that. But actually, I think it's quite, again, it's interesting for us to...
Wow. I was going to say, I would have been shocked if that had been that strand. Wow.
But even then, I mean, let's not underestimate. We are talking Tanzanite for under £10 right now. Now, we all know, if we've read anything in the news, and I mean, it's literally not just gem news, but it's global news, that this gemstone is almost impossible to access right now. In fact, it was the Financial Times that wrote an article about availability of gemstones, and this was one of the least available.
Yeah.
And there are lots of very big gem dealers who used to trade only in Tanzania that are now moving out of Tanzania at a rapid pace. I'm talking, it's one of the biggest exoduses of gemstone mining that you'll have ever heard of, because there are so many restrictions. And some of your biggest names, I mean, you're talking Gemfields, you're talking about some of the most dramatic gem traders who have stepped totally away from Tanzania. I mean, literally, but not just away from Tanzanite, but from Tanzania. So some of the gemstones that we love, like zircon from Tanzania, some of your finest garnets, you won't be seeing into the gem trade on repeated basis because they're not being traded, because everybody's stepping away. And that's why, to see a price tag of $9.95 for this gemstone, I would buy this while we've got it. I don't think that if we tried to recommit to purchase this again, we'd get it for this price. But in fact, do you know what? I'm pretty sure there is no way that if we tried to recommit this price tag again for this kind of quality, I can't believe it would happen. I can't believe that we could secure this level of quality for a £10 price tag in the turbulence that is Tanzanite at the moment. For the availability of this gemstone, I mean, it's not just the boundaries of obviously the wall that's been built around Tanzanite, but it's also the trading deals that are happening. So they're actually, the Tanzanian government are stopping trade and literally pulling people back and saying, actually, you're not charging the right for this and you're not doing that. And so that literally things are not leaving the country because there's so many boundaries being set. And you know, it is one of those things that therefore has a huge implication on whether we can access this gemstone. And I guess it's best to say, while we've got it, enjoy it. And that's not obviously, you know, me trying to force a hand, but that's actually just me giving you the circumstance of this gemstone's availability at this precise moment. And who knows what's going to happen down the line. I mean, I've not a clue. Goodness me. If I had a crystal ball, then I'd give you some idea, but goodness, I've no idea what's going to happen next on Tanzanian gemstones. But there's some amazing gemstones that I'd love to think we could get access to more, but I just can't see it.
Yeah.
I just can't see it. Next up, we have got for you. Oh.
Oh, they're pretty.
Can I have a look at the grading system on these guys? The specification. Blimey! Blimey! Okay, I'm going to put this down. Oh, we're back to it tonight. I tell you what, we're ramming it. We're like we're on that cricket pitch and we're getting sixes. Do you know when when you watch people going boom, straight out there. Okay, I'll go back to the info so you can see. Multicoloured tourmaline, so this is your gemstones that you're about to get now. We're sourcing from Africa, and then look at that. Now, this is not enhanced, this is lab tested, so we have guaranteed lab proof that these are natural. Now, there's a reason that I'm showing you this before I show you the strand. It's because when I show you the strand, when was the last time you saw natural blue sapphire, natural blue tourmaline? What is blue tourmaline? Indicolite.
Oh yeah. And you missed an opportunity to get some.
I did. And then when I did buy indicolite, it was 3 times the price. Indicolite is an expensive natural gemstone, and I did miss out. You're right, good memory.
Yeah, I remember you were quite passionate about it.
I was quite cross about it. And it's because it's a horrible feeling when you miss out on something that you want. It is horrible, isn't it? When you know you want something and you know that actually you should get it, and then you don't get it. Do you know what I do these days? I literally, a bit like what you do, I just stop everything and I just go and buy it. I literally just stop it. I walk out the studio. Sometimes you'll find me just disappearing, like, where's she gone? I had to buy. I'll never have that feeling again of missing out on something because it's an awesomely horrible feeling. But blue, natural blue indicolite. No. But that's natural blue indicolite. Can you see it sitting just here? Can you see the blues and the... Hang on, I'll hold it up. Sorry, Leah. Can you see there? Just here? natural blue in Dicolite should not be part of a £12.95 deal. Fact, that could be 12, that could literally sitting in the hundreds. That could be £120, that could be £150 for this grade of natural colour. Almighty prospect. I mean, there's a little section here of 4 natural blue tourmalines. Can you see it there? Or is that one a little bit green? No, that's still got blues in it, mind. That's almost like Peridot colours, isn't it?
Oh, was it Peridot? Have you missed out on, was it a Peridot?
Oh, I've missed out on Peridot over and over again. That's not even funny. Let's not even mention that.
I think it was the Peridot that I remember the most.
I did miss out on Indicolite at the same time, though, because we'd accessed a brand new parcel, and yeah, I missed out on both.
Okay, I won't mention it again.
Yeah.
Do you know what? That'd be really cute to make a little tree of life out of this.
Made that
like a little rainbow.
You didn't take me to a happy place there, Laura.
trying to, you know, no.
Diversion tactics work for children, but not for me.
No.
Do you do that? Whenever the kids like go off on one, you kind of go, let's just divert. Let's talk about chocolate.
Who wants to put TV on?
£12.95, Tree of Life.
Yeah.
You're right, that would look amazing.
Yeah, because a lot of the time people will always think of a Tree of Life to be done with chips and nuggets, like because of that texture. But for me, if I wanted to make a sort of a more higher end style of Tree of Life pendant, I would use sterling silver wire, and I would actually use those as the actual sort of colours. And I would probably, because I'm quite happy to mix the colours up, I would mix them up and have a very sort of rainbow almost effect. But you could section it out and have just a purely sort of like a pink toned one or a green one, or almost like a seasonal one.
Hang on, that's purple. I'm sorry, I am pointing very specifically. Can you see the purples here? That's Cyberite. I mean, I got excited when I had Indicolite, but now it's natural. So it's natural Indicolite, natural Cyberite. Move closer and see this little section here, just there, and you've got 5, maybe it's even 6 natural purple tourmaline for £12.95. I mean, you know what you could do? Take that, and I would just put it on a head pin, and I'd have it on maybe just a bar on a chain. That for me is that's a £20 piece of jewellery minimum for natural Cyberite purples.
In a Spiga bracelet, maybe.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
And then I'd take the blues and I'd do the same, leave them as separate entities.
See, that's the beauty. You can pick out little sections, and you could almost put the little sections together and have a completely pink piece, or, you know.
Take that section there as well, like an autumn colour combination of the oranges and the bronzes. That's a beautiful strand for £12.95. Congratulations if you got that one. Another add it to your order, of course, if you've joined us already today. These are all just add it to your order opportunities. Let's go straight on. Moonstone rounds. And actually, Moonstone should be in rounds a lot of the time, because if you want that lunar effect, and you want to, it absolutely succeeds when it's in a sphere, and we really are giving you that lunar effect. These are lovely and glossy, aren't they? Highly polished, perfect classic traditional rounds. 5mm inside. These would be great if you like to do stack of bracelets. If you like to have perhaps a stack of different coloured style bracelets, and maybe you want just one that has that backdrop of maybe linen white, especially for summertime. You know, I often think that when it comes to summer, the white against the skin just really does give that little bit of a fresh kick to an outfit, doesn't it?
You also don't get a lot of white gemstones. You don't see a lot of the colour white in a gemstone, do you? You see sort of like a translucency. If you think of quartz, it tends to be clear, but you very rarely see a white gemstone, and it's lovely to have that because you can add it to anything and it's just going to add that pop of colour. The second kit that we've got coming up with silver wire and white druzy.
Yeah.
That would be beautiful as an addition to that.
Yeah, and it would add that almost a little bit more of a mystical effect.
Yeah.
You've got the druzy, and then you've got that shiller of the moon. That lunar essence is the word I came up with this morning.
Nice.
Lunar essence. I know. Never said that before in my life. I was like,
like
never going to forget that one.
No.
I like that one.
Mark that one.
Mark that one down. We put it in the dictionary. That's what we did. You've got here the lunar essence, especially because it's in the rounds. You've got that sphere of light movement. You've got that glow that sits across the surface of this gemstone in such an exquisite form. Great size, really great size for versatile use in jewellery design. I mean, you could almost imagine this being buy one and you probably think, oh, why didn't I buy two, so that you've got that in your stash. I think this is going to be a really workable strand, especially from summer into winter collections. I think this is the type of shape and size and colour that can be used in lots of different ways. I mean, imagine coming into winter and when you're trying to do a nice, probably a nice maybe snowball effect, you could do a lovely, you know, something a little bit fun, maybe, you know, angels designs, and you want to have that glow of the sphere of the angel. You've got that quality here. That'd be a great. Have you ever seen the angel charms, where you've got the
little
head
wings.
and then the exactly. You could have a little teardrop of maybe a pearl, and then the head could be of the moonstone round. We don't do a lot of rounds like this, so that's why I'm thinking ahead. And you're thinking, goodness me, she's talking about Christmas and winter already. But I'm just thinking ahead, because we don't get a lot of these strands of moonstone in the classic round of this size. If you multi-purchased, it's not like you're gonna regret the chance that you've got this to work with now for summer, but actually put into your stash to perhaps work into a winter collection in months to come. £6.95. It's worth buying 2 strands, actually, isn't it, at this price tag?
It definitely is. You know what I'm thinking is of putting it inside your Viking knit.
Ah, like with the bracelet.
Like with the bracelet. So again, I mean, if you imagine that inside, I mean, as I said, that's like the rose gold, sterling silver, and actually that's rose gold and the gold, so it's a two-tone. It's very subtle, but you can see. So if you can imagine, if you had something like that white moonstone inside that, that's really going to glow because of the contrast of colours.
Totally.
So that's going to look beautiful.
And actually, you could really play with that, couldn't you? Because if you've got any of our coloured wire and you wanted to do a white backdrop against to intensify the coloured wire, you could really play with that, and it would sit beautifully. And that Viking knit, that was the quarter inch,
that
wasn't
particular
it?
one is a quarter inch. This one,
this
again, you could definitely put use either of the tools, if I'm honest with you. If you used a larger tool, then it would be more open, so you would see more of the gemstone. So it's, again, play about with both of the tools.
Amazing, amazing idea. Congratulations, you got that. £6.95 is all you pay for that fantastic deal. Huge congratulations. Now, the next opportunity, we've talked about Brazil quite a lot today, when we've identified the fact that Brazil has produced some of the finest gemstones in the world. Probably about 6 or 7 years ago, production pretty much ceased for most topaz within the gem world in Brazil, and the mines never reopened. The implication of topaz these days from Brazil is that when you get it, you've got to rejoice you've got it, because the supply to this gemstone into the trade from what it used to be, which was a kind of prevalent gemstone, you know, topaz was something that we had access to in a readily available quantity, to now the moment that we're in now, getting grade quality Brazilian topaz is difficult. And the more difficult it becomes, the more pricey it gets. And to get what we've got for the quality of the colour, to get this location, we're absolutely guaranteeing this as one thing: star buy. Absolutely stunning quality of shape and gemstone, the derivative of location, drawing out the true potential of this gemstone. But as I say, the cost of reopening a mine when it's closed is outlandish. And in fact, for most topaz mines, when they were closed, and as I say, they closed around about 6 or 7 years ago, when there was quite a lot of turbulence in the marketplace, and there was lots of countries were crashing and prices, you know, we we all experienced that. And when it happened, mines in Brazil just shut down. They just couldn't afford to produce. And to reignite a mine there needs a heavy investment of money, and that's just not there. There is nobody who says that it is necessary to expect to invest to then receive the quality of this gemstone. It would be worth it, but actually in reality the investment of finance is just not committed. So you are not seeing what you used to get in terms of accessible topaz in the gem trade. That is why the price of this gemstone has increased so dramatically. I think in some occasions the gemstone has increased tenfold in price tag because it's so difficult to access the higher grades of this from this one specific location. And we are talking about Brazil. We are talking about that luxury of colour. It is iridated, but you've got that brightness of colour that bursts into life within this. Look at that openness in this shape. It's just exquisite, isn't it?
It's beautiful. My mind's arguing with itself. Do I need it?
Do I need it? You always need it.
Thinking about it.
I think the interesting thing is that I don't think I've ever seen this shape before for this gem.
That's what I love about it, and I'll be honest.
And you were talking about individuality to your designs, weren't you?
I want a pair of earrings out of those.
How many pairs of earrings?
I want a pair of earrings just as a drop on just silver wire.
14. Why are you nodding to Leah?
You are just like,
is she like your personal shopper?
Well, she is tonight.
She's proper. You know, genuinely.
Right, okay, it's my birthday next week, so that's my justification.
Okay.
For tonight, anyway.
I
think of a new excuse every day. But at the moment, that's my excuse.
That's like, so you could make 14 pairs of earrings, though. So out of that one pair that you're going to wear, you've then got 13 chances to recoup the price of this strand simply by somebody going, can you make me a pair? Absolutely, I can do that for a tenner. Oh, could you make me a pair? Yeah, absolutely, a pair. Tenner, is that all right? You know, when you start to think about it, you could buy. What do you mean you're not stopping at $29.95? We're not even stopping at 20. I was thinking you sell 3 pairs of earrings and your quid's in, but no. Wow. Oh my goodness me, $24.95. Have you bought this?
Yes, I have.
Yes, you have. Has Laura bought this? Have you seen it? Has she got it on screen? Have you? Oh, let me have a look. Oh, I can't see it. My screen's having a little... Yeah, you are! Look! I can see you there. Suzanne's there in Yorkshire. Laura's there. Hello, you.
Hi.
I've also got Kelvin in Devon, or Sheila in Washington. Web buyers now reacting to this alongside phone buyers. If you would like to join us, the price tag, you are getting here an almighty 25 plus. In fact, I'll do an exact count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 29 individual topaz.
When I get mine, I will make a pair of earrings and I will put a picture on my Facebook page and my guest designer page so people can see exactly what I mean. But for me, it would be simple. It would just be a bit of sterling silver wire, just wrapping straight through the top, attach it to a jump ring and onto earring findings, and that will be done. And I will wear them a lot.
And I think the interesting thing is that because you're talking about that single shard, you would only choose a gemstone that has an openness of clarity and an intensity of colour.
And because even though, you know, I mean, they're not small gemstones by any means.
No, not at all.
But if you're thinking of an earring style on a smaller style, but the colour is so present that you would see those, and I just think they're beautiful.
Well, that as a pair of earrings, that works for me. I mean, that totally works for me. As a pair of earrings, if you think about it, you know, if you went to your local jeweller shop right now, and I mean, I'm not even talking about boutique jewellery, I'm talking about go to your local jeweller shop, and you went to buy a pair of drop topaz earrings in silver, you would be handing over £25 to £30 in my mind for just a classic drop. Yeah. And if you just, I mean, your quid's in by designing and making your own jewellery. You can do a very delicate little pendant to go with it if you wanted to, because, you know, people have different styles of jewellery that they like to wear, whether it be very small, simple statement. I mean, you've got November coming up. It's November's birthstone, so it's going to be ideal for that. And I'm also wondering what it would look like with a canary sapphire. I'm wondering, are you thinking, oh, here she goes. She's like, I wonder what it's going to look like. Pick it up and show me, Vicky.
Well, I'm just getting ideas for the pieces that are going to be arriving.
Oh, that looks just like a summer's day.
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, you've got the blue skies, you've got the sunshine.
And it's a lovely contrast, and I think that's really pretty.
Yeah, if you do want any one, I think I've got 3 sapphire strands left. That's it. I think I've only got 3 sapphire strands. So if you want this incredible non-irradiated, just to let you know, non-irradiated on the sapphire yellow qualities here, $29.95. You've got the luxury of your sky blue topaz graduated faceted marquise. How many did I say? 29 on the strand that I've got. Yeah. So let's say to the average, you're going to get around 28 to 29 stones. I think that's a lot of jewellery to be had. That is 14 pairs of earrings. Sell 1 pair, you probably already got your money back to then just enjoy the rest of the strand for as you want to design it, and perhaps potentially whether it make a profit or whether it just to enjoy the luxury of the piece of jewellery that you're going to make. I could imagine, because of the quality of that stone, I could imagine taking all of those, and you know what I'm thinking? A waterfall effect.
Yeah.
I want that full neckline, and I want it to start right to the nape of my to the sides of my neck, and I want it to waterfall, and I want it to drape, and I want it to cascade, almost like a chandelier. I want it to, and I think 28 of those just moving in that drop form, and then perhaps the final, that centre stone would just sit right, you know, right to the perfect point. I need a V-neck top. I've got it all. I've got it in my head.
But you haven't got the strands.
No, I haven't.
I have.
So you could make it for me then. No. £25, that wasn't happening, was it? I tried. Janice, congratulations. Linda, you've definitely got yours. Great to have your company. An amazing opportunity that we have for you. £24.95 is all you pay. And if you do want the sapphire, how many have we got left of the sapphire now? 2 left of the sapphire, so it's still available. And Phil's just said, and we still have people who have left it in their basket, so 2 left. And I've got 11 people who haven't checked out for 2 left. I don't know who's going to get it, but it is yours for the taking. That is your canary yellow sapphires. Now, coming up in the next hour, this kid, this Darusi just rocks out.
Yeah.
It is absolutely ethereal beauty, isn't it?
It really is. It's just beautiful. There's something just lovely and calming and like you say, serene about it. I just think it's a really, really beautiful kit. It was just lovely to work with. I know I haven't kind of done any more wire sculpture, but I put all of that into Mr. Croc. So.
What, Mr. Croc?
Mr. Croc.
You've just made his name.
But that's what he's been being called, because he's been unnamed, so he's Mr. Croc.
I think that's his name.
Still open to suggestions.
So if you do want to message in, we're on our final hour. So if you do want to message in and text us and let us know what you think our gorgeous crocodile / alligator can be called. We've had some amazing names within the show, so it's been gorgeous to hear from you with all of your creativity of naming. Thank you, and grateful for all of your messages that have come in tonight. So do keep on getting in touch with us and let us know what you think you want to name our fantastic crocodile / alligator. But let us give you a quick sneaky peek of what is to come in the next hour. It's your gorgeous ethereal Darusi set. Wow, that is glorious, isn't it?
Yeah.
They are
beautiful
so glistening, shimmering and ethereal. And you've got all of this and more to come in the last hour of the live show, so don't go anywhere. Thanks for your company so far, but don't move a muscle.
Here at Jewellery Maker, we're always making improvements to give you a better shopping experience. We've recently upgraded our website to make it more user-friendly and easier to navigate around. We now have the guest checkout function, which allows customers to check out quickly without creating an account. Our homepage now informs you with what's currently live on the show, recently aired items, and today's deal of the day. We've improved our website navigation and added new categories to help customers quickly find the products they want. Our online range is growing fast with over 7,000 products available for you to purchase. And don't miss out on hundreds of brand new clearance lines with more added every week. Happy shopping with Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share. You can now book Jewellery Maker workshops online. Just head over to our Jewellery Maker website and click on the workshop link. We have a wide range of workshops from beginner to intermediate, covering a variety of mediums. Once you've found a workshop you would like to attend, simply click on the Book Now button, fill in the required fields, and then press Continue. This will take you through to the payment page. If you have any questions, you can contact our workshop coordinator at any time by emailing workshop@jewellerymaker.com. We look forward to seeing you. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
If for any reason you're not satisfied with your purchase, you have the benefit of our 30-day money-back guarantee.
Spend during our JM Festival event and you'll receive a JM wristband, which entitles you to special offers and promotions throughout June.
Getting started with Jewellery Maker couldn't be easier. When you spend $4.95 with us, you'll get a free welcome pack, which contains everything you need to get started, including step-by-step project cards and a DVD, which will give you the chance to be able to create an arrangement of different items of jewellery. You'll also get a manual, which will help to familiarise you with all the items you're going to be creating and all the tools you're going to need to do so. Plus, you'll also get a free pack of tools. These will be everything you need to get started. Getting started with Jewellery Maker couldn't be easier, so why not give it a go today?
Well, these are gorgeous. You could just make solitaires.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
couldn't you?
This is the kind of kit that you can have and just take your time, use them individually, you know, do whatever you want. I love druzy. For me, I absolutely love it. There's something magical about it. I think it's beautiful.
I just think, when I'm looking at these, you know, it's a bit like we were talking about with the topaz earrings. You wear them and somebody says, can you make?
Yeah.
I have a feeling that pretty much every time you wear this, there are certain gemstones that I'll guarantee when I wear, I will always have somebody go, oh, where did you get that from? Oh, gosh, that's gorgeous. Oh, can you get me one? Or can you make me one? And actually, this is always one of those gemstones that has that conversation attached. I'll guarantee that you wear one of these, and let's just put it as, say, a piece for the hand as a ring. Or maybe it could be a nice focal point for the neckline. But if you wore this as a ring and then you had that conversation, I mean, that looks amazing.
I wanted, like, basically, I'll be honest, I've got two left.
Right.
That was my ring, and that was my pendant. But unfortunately, I ran out of time because I really wanted to get Mr. Croc done properly, and I wanted to make sure he was right. So I kind of ran out of time. That's on me. But that's my ring, and that's my pendant, and that was on my list. That's how I was working through them. And
I think interestingly, I think the shape and the size works beautifully for both.
Yeah.
I don't think, you know, sometimes you see a size and you go, that is absolutely a pendant, or that is absolutely this. I think this size has the perfect balance to be a real noteworthy centerpiece on the hand, but not too dramatic to be overbearing. You know, if I hold it like that, you can imagine that being quite a strong evening wear look, but without it being overpowering to the aesthetics.
For example, last night we had onyx cabochons, and they were quite sizable, so there was no way they would have fitted as a ring because they were quite large. This, on the other hand, is lovely. It's in proportion. You can make a really lovely statement necklace with them still, and have these as the centre because of that sparkle. You could really embellish this with wire, and it would still. That stone would still hold its own.
And I think because it's got that gorgeous druzy sparkle, even though the size perhaps is smaller than that you're talking about with a cabochon, because it's got that sparkle,
it's got more presence. It's still and that's what I mean. You could do it, but it will still pop. And these would actually be cute if you wanted to make a crocodile and make him have sort of like little sparkly feet. If you wanted to sort of do it in a different colourway as such, you could do a silver version.
Magical crocodile.
Magical crocodile.
Is there such a thing as a magical crocodile?
There will be, because I'm going to go home and make a magical crocodile. That's going to happen.
That's going to be the DVD then,
the magical crocodile.
You've
With druzy feet and a druzy tail.
You could though.
Yeah.
You could, couldn't you?
Yeah.
And there is that presence here of each one of them is different, because the exposure of the druzy is a natural exposure to the crystal form of the gemstone. So what you've got here is a smoothness to the surround, so that halo of smoothness. In fact, instead of talking about it, let's show you it. If I profile it like so. So you've got that smoothness, and this is all how the gemstone forms, and you've got this fantastic smooth quartz form, and then you've got the open exposure of the crystal, and this is literally how it forms. This is just the druzy exposed to the pinnacle of the quartz itself. And because it is quartz, it means you've got this wonderful rise and fall of the landscape of crystal. And instead, so some crystals form quite sharply. They form with either in pegmatite, so they're extended. But with druzy, it's a little bit more of a flat landscape, a rise and a fall. So druzy works beautifully within this style. But if I just show you every single landscape, so the profile, every single one is different. Can you see? You've got that openness where some of them have got perhaps a little bit larger. Sometimes there's a little well in them. Every single one is different. These are still genuine gemstones. We're not offering you a representation of a synthetic version of a genuine gemstone. These are still real deal. What they have got is a wonderful coating over the top, and the coating that you have is the ethereal quality, and it almost creates on that crystal landscape over the druzy. It creates quite a mystical effect. Yeah. It almost is a little bit fairy dust like. And if I just drop it forward in another piece, you'll see what I mean by that fairy dust effect. It's ethereal. It's got this real sense of almost nomadic quality at times as well, within the gorgeous rainbow colours of iridescence that you get, certainly in the high polished sheen. It's a lovely look that you have here. It's your white window druzy that you've got in these glorious pairs. The calibration of the pairs are actually 18 by 14. So again, just a perfect versatile size to be able to make neckline work, to make wristwear work, and even to the hand work. You could even, I would say, based on the weight, and then they're not too heavy, you could even make a pair of drop earrings if you wanted to do the full suite. And because you're getting 10, there is almost an open door now, isn't there, to non-restrictions of design capabilities. And I really like the fact that when you've got 10, there's nobody saying, well, you're going to have to buy 3 or 4 packs to be able to succeed in getting that dramatic piece that you want to achieve.
But also, like you say, it's nice to have them, even if you don't, I mean, when we get a kit, we have to kind of use what we can make the most of it. But this is the kind of kit that if I got this at home, I would be making individual wire woven pendants with, you know, because that's the kind of thing that I love to do with stuff like this. However, putting them together, because even though they're, you know, the statement in a way, they're like what I call subtle statement, you know, they're small enough to sort of not overpower, but they still have that impact. And to put them together like that, I just think, you know, I just think it's really pretty. Yeah,
it really works well. But then to see them in the pair of earrings, they work beautifully as a single drop. They, you know, they have that that charm within that style. And because they are obviously that gorgeous druzy glistening quality, you know, with that movement of the earring, you are just going to get that sparkle, aren't you?
Yeah, most definitely. And again, I've just gone almost reversed it there and had sort of like the druzy at the top.
How did you do the earrings?
I'm not going to lie, I glued.
Did you?
I did. And everyone knows I don't normally glue, but for me, I felt that was an ideal opportunity to glue.
How did you do the glue? I need to work that one out.
Okay, so in the findings kit that we sell the sort of the silver-plated finding kit, we have chandeliers.
And you glued it to the chandelier.
So what I did was I placed the jump rings and layered the chain, and then I glued
Yes, and actually that's a really nice size for that chandelier, isn't it?
For me, it was perfect, and it sort of sat on there like that, and I thought, you know what, it's not something I normally do, but it's nice sometimes to play about, and like you say, because you've got so much in this kit, you're able to sort of have a little play about with the design. You could have connectors to necklace. If I'd have had more chains or different gemstones, the Moonstone we had earlier, you could actually have that there and there as connectors to a neckline piece, So you had that like that, and then layers of chain, or layer that up, and then gemstones or whatever you wanted. So
gorgeous. We've just got a message in from Mandy. Hi Mandy, she says, hello lovely ladies and fab crew. I have these gorgeous druzy cabs and they are stunning and magical. Definitely recommend them to everyone. Oh, that's a lovely message. Thank you, Mandy. That's great to hear from you. But they really are, they're magical. And even though they are all different in their kind of the druzy effect, you'll find some that are similar enough to be earrings. They're not going to be identical, but they've got that same kind of oval shape maybe. So definitely, first thing, if you're going to make earrings, separate those out first. Get the matching combination. So you're getting 10 of your druzy cabochons, and we're dropping in a bonus of wire. Now, this is the kind of wire that we're looking for. You're getting 10 metres of your 0.6 mil gauge. Now, you were talking about 0.6 earlier on for the Viking knit. So if you are looking to get involved in the Viking knit, maybe you've got the tool. Now, this is a great wire for those of you who want to explore the quarter inch. Well, work on both of those, the half inch of the Viking knit. Then you've also got 4 metres of 1 mil gauge and 100 metres of 0.25 mil silver plated wire. Wow. So in total, you're getting 114 metres of wire, plus you've got your 10 individually luxury magical druzies. All of this look coming together should be £39.95. That's the price we should be holding. That's a great price tag. Buying them separately, that's a great deal. Not the price you're paying today. 114 metres of wire, the luxury. Oh, you can tell it's Phil's last Saturday in the building. Wow. Oh, he's been a bit naughty tonight. Oh, he's even giving himself a little bit of a pat down there. I can see him giving him a little bit of a moment. Wow. Yeah, that is genuinely. So our lovely Phil is heading off to Pastures New, and this is his last Saturday with us. And so he's a bit like a maverick tonight, isn't he? No holds barred, throwing caution to the wind. He's just going, yep. And that is lower than he said he was going to go. That is a lot lower than what he said he was going to go. It is. So if you do want to enjoy the deal, then enjoy it now. £24.95. And actually, if you think about it, you could be making 10 separate pieces of jewellery here, 10 solitaire rings, 10 pendants. You could be making all that. So if you're doing 10 pieces of jewellery based on the luxury of each one of those stones standing separately, that would be what? £2.50 per piece of jewellery. Because actually the wire and the druzy, that's enough to keep you going, isn't it? That's enough to get you started and perhaps to create those gorgeous feature rings to make people want to buy. Especially if you're doing things like a summer fair or any kind of stalls for summer events. I think the nicest thing is to have, perhaps one gem set where you've got just 5 or 6 of those kind of pieces just sitting there. Because those are the pieces that people go, wow, oh, that's lovely. How much is that? Oh, actually, it's £10. £10, I'll have one of those. And that's it. So you're going to whip through, and you've got 10 of those to make. I mean, if you do sell those at £10, that's £100 profit. No, not £100 profit, that's £100. And then you take away your £25 or so. So £75 in your pocket. Take away your time for making. Maybe that's £20, £30. You're still £50 quids in. And that would be selling each one of those as £10 as a ring. And you wouldn't need anything else if it was rings because you've got all the wire there to make the design happen. Yeah, most definitely. And again, what I love about these is that for me, and obviously you've got 2 girls, and so this is something I would wear because I love anything that sparkles. But I also know my daughter would love it, and I'm sure you would have the same with your girls. That maybe not Frankie because maybe a little bit little. Yeah, she's 3. But well, never too young. No, not. She's in her sister's room all the time in her my daughter's got sliding drawers, and in the sliding cupboard, she then has all of her like little bits and pieces, hair stuff and things like that, and it's just literally ransacked by my 3-year-old on a repeated basis. And my eldest daughter is so patient. I mean, I'm so lucky that she's so patient, because I'm sure lots of other children would go
oh yeah,
absolutely
Kayla wouldn't.
crazy.
Kayla wouldn't. Kayla can't stand her little brother being in a room.
Yeah.
She just goes crazy.
Yeah, my George is she's just the most patient of children. I don't know how I was blessed with her. Yeah, I was blessed. Yeah, she's amazing. £24.95 is all you pay. What are you going to show us?
Well, because I want to do something a little bit on a more sort of beginner kind of easier scale, I'm actually going to show the earrings with the chain. These ones here.
Okay.
Okay, because I've made them dance, sorry. Because I thought they were quite cool. And there's something that I would wear, you know, again, it's sort of, it's taking something nice and sort of sparkly, but still giving it a little bit more of a modern kind of twist.
And I think the nicest thing about this deal is that because you've got 10 of the druzy, that's 5 pairs of earrings, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Still, again, you know, I'm just thinking about how you make your money move and make it go as far as possible. Yeah. That's still 5 pairs of earrings.
But then you could do a suite, so you could do, like you say, a pair of earrings, a necklace, a bracelet, and a ring. Yeah. And you're going to definitely get more than your money's back with that, aren't you? So you can keep it nice and simple, or you can sort of go to town with it, really. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to use, now normally I would use a 0.4 for netting, and what we're going to do is net. But I'm going to show you how we do it on the point. So I'm looking, because I think I'm going to use my 0.4 in the gold so you can see it. Right, okay. But I'll tell you how you would use the 0.25. What I did was basically took a length of 0.25 and doubled it over. So I actually used a piece of 0.25, folded it over like this, and then almost created a point with the centre of the wire. Oh, I'll move that so you can see. So the centre of the wire, and then just wrap those 2 wires around the base, and then use that as one piece of wire. But I'm not sure you'll be able to see it. Oh, you might be able to see it. We'll use it. You can see it. So when you're doing this, you've chosen your 2 cabochons. Obviously, these are leftovers, so they're not matching 100%. So you can see what I mean about the centre part being different. But if you look to now, I can guarantee you'd find a pair. Yeah. In fact, I found 2 to make the 2 pairs of earrings. There you go, see? So you can see how easy that is to find that matching pair. Done. Done. So what I'm going to do is take 2 lengths of wire. Now actually the way that I worked it out to have it the length I wanted was I kept the wire on the reel. I'm going to cut it just to show you, but imagine this is attached to the reel, okay? So what I'm going to do is take my round nose pliers. Yeah. I think you've got some of these coming up, haven't you?
Oh, yes. Yep.
And then I'm going to form a very loose, sort of a little open spiral. So I'm just gently bringing that around. You can see I'm just moving my pliers around to form that shape, and I just go in and just gently, oh, I'm using a 1mm gauge. Did I say that? Just in case I didn't, 1mm gauge. And I'm just to create that shape. Okay. Now I'm just going to take a pair of the earrings and show you exactly one of the earrings and show.
We are just bringing up the info. I thought these are the pliers that Laura's you work in on the shorthand, but if you want the long handle, these are the extra long round nose pliers. So they have exactly the same gauge on the actual pincer part, but they're just the longer length, so that they give you a little bit more leverage. Anybody who suffers with dexterity issues, anybody who struggles with a little bit of the squeezing, and in particular because these are ergonomically designed to add to the ease of squeezing. These are just £3.95. So everything you're seeing Laura work with in terms of the actual shape, I'll show you. Can you see how they have the same? They have the same. Pardon me, what's the word? Pincer part.
Sort of like the
but actually,
part,
in reality,
it?
it's just a longer handle form that you have. So it just helps with anybody who has any kind of dexterity issue.
That's a brilliant price,
isn't it? £3.95, and they're nice and solid, and you can drop them just like that, and they're great. Yeah, just like that. I did that obviously on purpose. £3.95 is all you pay.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, I think I may have put some pliers away. Can I borrow the other pair of pliers that you've got?
These ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you
Because
can.
I've kind of... Oh, no, there's my chain nose pliers. They were hiding.
I'll take those back
You
now.
can have them back. The only reason I'm not using those for this particular is I just need that straight edge, and those ones are slightly tapered. But you could use it. In fact, I will use them. I'll show you how to use.
All right. No pressure.
No pressure. If it goes wrong, I'm in trouble. So you can see here, what I'm doing is creating the support for the back of the gemstone. So we've just created this little sort of spiral. And now because I want these to sit with the point sort of at the top, normally I would have it like this, but if I did that, my wire would come back to the bottom, so I would have them in the opposite direction, which is another option you could do. But because I want it in that direction, I'm going to take the wire pliers, and I'm just going to come in and get a nice, sharp angle. So again, just taking those pliers, just popping them in, and just bringing that wire around, that's giving me the shape that I want, okay? Now, I have got, I'm going to use my ring mount drawer for this, just because, again, I want to get a sort of an oval shape. I have got bail making pliers, and I do tend to normally use those, but the reason I'm not is because they're not quite the right size. They're a little bit too small. Okay, so you can almost move that.
So what kind of size? Could we use a pen, like a thicker,
as
like a
long
marker
as what
pen?
you want is something that is roughly
Like
the same sort of
surround.
diameter
Yeah.
as the bottom of the gemstone. So you just get a nice smooth shape. Okay, and all I did then, just lifted up that little spiral slightly so that I can place them in and just mould it around and get that sort of shape. Place that back down and we can come back along.
Yeah, you're not to be... One of the things I always think, and I think I've realised this with a lot of our guest designers, you're not to be scared of the wire.
No.
I think I'm a bit too tentative.
Yeah.
I think that I think every time I work with wire, I have this like intrepidation in me that then makes me fumble. And actually what I realised with you, with all of you, especially today when we've had obviously so much inspiration, it feels like there is that real sense of, you know, play with it and work it
Be confident
with an authority.
with it. And what I'll say is sometimes when you're too apprehensive with the wire, you're actually counterproductive. You end up making, I don't mean, but you end up messing the wire up a little bit more than if you were to just go, right, okay, I'm just going to lift that wire up, pop it in and mould it. If you were sort of taking your time and doing this, what happens is you end up sort of marking the wire, or not maybe marking it, but kinking it, and then you lose that nice smooth line. Sometimes if you just think, I'm just going to do it, you get a better...
One movement I see is the thing I think I've learned quite a lot today.
So you can see here, now what I'm going to do is turn the stone over and place it along. Now it's a tiny little bit too big, because you can see it's just sitting on the outside here. So that's easy enough to kind of tweak. You can kind of just come and use your hands. And what you'll notice, and another top tip I can kind of give, is use your hands to sort of adjust the wire a lot. You don't need to keep coming in with your tools. You can just use your hands and you can just adjust this. I mean, I'm using a 1mm wire. It can take sort of being manipulated a little bit. And you can see I'm just using my hand to reduce the size of that. That little movement, now it sits on there perfectly. So use your hands, don't be afraid to sort of, like, don't need to come in with my tools to make that work. I can use my hands. And again, you're less likely to sort of mark the wire and stuff like that. So I'm going to come back in with the pliers, because we've gotten to the top point again. What I'm going to do is just come in and just straight angle, lined up with that point. And that's it. That's the frame. Okay, and then you can pop your stone on, be happy with the positioning of it, take more time, make sure it's all nice and aligned. Hammer it lightly if you want to, just this section here, to give it a tiny little bit more strength maybe if you felt you needed to. I find sometimes if I hammer and flatten the wire, it sits nicer against the back of the cabochon as well. So what you then want to do is work out the length that you want the drop to be on the actual earring, okay? So you can see that there. If I went by that, I've gone to about here, and then I've got a loop as well that I've made, so I'm going to probably give about an inch extra onto that, and I'm going to cut. So bear in mind, this technically is on the reel. So you haven't wasted any wire that way. You're not cutting lengths of wire off and trying to gauge it. I would then say make your second one before you do the next stage. So if you're making earrings, again, that would make a cute pendant if you wanted.
So you make them as a matching pair.
Make it as a matching pair, and all you do is flip, because I like things to be reverse sort of handed as such, so you've got a left and a right. So all you do is flip the base over, so that's one side and then that's the other. And just visually when they're in your, they just look nice. Little details, you don't have to do that, that's just my thing. So I'm then going to take my 0.25 wire, as I said, and you don't, and again, these are super quick and easy to do. I know I had a piece there, but I want a slightly longer piece.
So what you've essentially done is because you wanted it to be almost a 0.4, you've taken the 0.25,
folded it in half,
doubled it over, and made it essentially. It's now a half.
Yeah, it's a little bit stronger. It's a little bit stronger. I just find when you're doing something like this, you know, at the end of the day, this needs to hold that gemstone. So I want to make sure that I'm getting a full strength wire.
That looks pretty solid there, doesn't it? I mean, I'm quite happy to think that's going to hold everything in place with a sense of ease. Yeah, really good. Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I've got the two ends here. So I folded my piece of wire in half, got the two ends here, and I'm going to wrap them. Now the first one, I'll be honest, I actually did it the other way around and was using these to kind of do the technique. But it's awkward because they split and you have to keep getting the pair of them. Whereas if you do it like this, you've almost got that rounded end, so you haven't got to worry. So you just feed it through. Yeah. So I'm just going to do the first rotation. So to do that, I've got my wire. Now I go clockwise, but it's okay to go anti-clockwise if you want to. I've got it so that I've wrapped it around so the wire is above, coming towards me at the front of the piece. I'm going to put my hand in, just catch that wire out of the way, bring the end of the wire up and into that frame. But you can see I've held this part of the wire out of the way, so it's all very, can you see that formation? Yeah. Bring it around. Now I'm going to use quite large because I want to do it quicker, basically. Putting them both. Now that happens, can you see, because I am using two wires, they will sometimes separate. That's fine. Just pull them both and that will balance out, okay? And then repeat again. So move that wire out of the way, bring the end of the wire up and into that open space, and then just feed that along. And also don't worry too much if it does separate, because when you do the second row, it almost brings it together anyway. Now take a second to see how it's quite bunched. There, it's quite high up. What I'm then going to do is just pull those loops so that they hug the, and that's fine if that happens. Bear in mind I'm doing this quick, I would take more time to make sure it's sat nicely. So bring that along so you can see that it's hugging that wire. And so you're just going to keep going around quickly. And do another one. And one thing I will say is to count. So if you've got 1, 2, 3, 1 in the centre, what I'm going to do is do another 3 on this side, just so that they're equal.
Yeah, balance it.
Yeah, and you do need to make sure that your loops are kind of the same size, just because it will be quite obvious when you do the netting. Now what you can do, and I'll just show you super quickly, is you can use your pliers if you wanted a slightly smaller, more consistent loop. If you're not confident to kind of do it by eye, you can place your pliers in and pull that wire against your pliers. When I remove that, you can see you'll get that, and you'll get that consistency all the way around. And you would only need to do that for the first row. Okay. Okay, so taking that last one, I've kind of got a kink in my wire now. Try not to do that. So the last one, I'm going to see where the two wires are together, so the spiral and the frame. I'm actually going to come into that spiral so that I'm almost stitching and securing it, because then that way there's no way that that can pull open. Okay, so bring that up, and now they've met. So what I can do is get rid of that little tail we started with. Just to clarify, in case I didn't mention, I just wrapped it around that single part of the wire.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, no, you mentioned it.
So you get, and crunch that edge. Now, I tend to put the stone in next because, especially when you have smaller gemstones, what will happen is if I folded that up, they're already going to go halfway up the stone anyway. So now I'm going to bring the wire back in and go back into each loop individually. So can you see that? That's actually, if I show Leah, you can see that's coming up into that loop. Yeah. And then exactly the same technique. Bring that wire, and what I'm going to do is pull the wire towards me. Yeah. So it's actually going against that stone. Yeah. So you can see that what that's going to do is give a nice, it hugs the stone more than if you did 2 layers and then, right, it's catching, because remember I said I've got a kink in my wire? That's why it's best to not get kinks in the wire. Okay.
How do you get
You should really just straighten it out, because I ignored it as it formed. It's a little bit edgy. Yeah, but I also know that I'm going to finish this wire before I hit that kink, so I'll just work around it. So again, just coming back up into it, moving it on the inside of that loop, And you'll see that that's going to hug. It's not going to catch it just yet because it needs to go all the way around. Catch that wire out of the way, bring that up. But 2 rows is all I did on both of these, and it will hold that gemstone for you. Coming around, just quickly catch that. See, if you rush things, that happens. So take your time when you're doing this, but then you're not under the time pressure I'm under. Because I want to show you how to do all of these. Now, my loop part's gotten a little bit skew-whiff, so I'm just going to crunch that a little bit because that is actually making the, just use your fingers, it's making the sort of the threading part a little bit tricky if it's not as it should be. So catching that in, catch that last gemstone, that last loop, sorry. Bring that around, it's starting to catch into place now. And then do that final one, and when you've gone back to the beginning, and you're back at the start and you've done 1 rotation, if you get stuck doing this, what you can do, with the Viking knit, you get like a little pin.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I've put mine away now, but that's great to lift up this wire, and then you can feed that through. Okay, I'm not going to do that because I've made a mess of that, but there you go. Wrap that around.
Lock it in.
Lock it around again where you started. And that's going to hold your gemstone. You can tweak it about, make sure that's how it should be. But 2 rows will actually do it. And what you can also do is use your hand to kind of almost push those loops up a little bit if you felt you needed to.
Yeah, to create the tension.
So you can see that. Obviously it's been done quick, it's a little bit rough looking, but you can get the idea of the technique, okay? Yeah. So all you do then to finish that off is make sure you're happy, make sure it's nice and secure. Now take your chain. Now the first piece I actually put it all on and then took it off to measure it so that I had the same for both pieces, but you just want a nice length. That's probably about, say about 5 inches maybe. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4 inches. 4 or 5 inches. Yeah. Take one side, remember to cut the other side to be the same as well. Again, you need to do it in pairs before, because otherwise it's going to look odd. And all you're going to do is take that sort of wire and feed it through all of the loops. And that's going to give you that kind of condensed look. So you can see there, just feeding this through. So if I see if I can do this without getting my hands in the way. And if you miss one, it will jump out at you, which is really annoying, just because of the way that it works. But you just want to go all the way through.
So you create like a concertina effect.
That will just go like that.
Yeah.
So obviously, the more you put, the more the effect will be. Yeah. And then you just finish it off with a wrap loop. I will quickly show you. So you would take your wire. Your chain's going to be wherever it's sitting. So I'm going to take my wire. We allowed about 1 inch for it, didn't we? So I'm going to just bend that wire back. Now this is a 1mm wire. You could just do a loop. Depends how you feel, basically. So you could roll this straight over like that and just have it, cut it there and have it as an eye loop effect. Yeah. Or you can just bring that wire around and wrap it around. I'd use your fingers, or you can use your pliers and just cut that as well. Okay. If you've got a little edge like that, you can come in, you can sort of use your pliers, and I sometimes kind of crimp it almost. Yeah. So I'm just rolling that around, crimping that edge in. So you can see, now obviously the chain is going to be there as well, so it's not going to be jumping out at you. Trim it if you need to, just want to make sure it's nice and tidy. And then that's it, attach it to a shepherd hook, and that's the earrings. But, you know, the netting technique can be done in many different ways. That netting is, for me, an essential way of catching cabochons.
Yeah, especially of that size. Yeah. You know, when I think about, this size, and we've talked about it a couple of times today, with this in particular, with this cabochon size, we've talked about how to create the solitaire. Well, that's just going to work perfectly, isn't it?
His feet were done the same way.
Ah, okay.
But what I did, because I wanted to create that kind of scale effect, is I continued netting all the way into the centre. So where we stopped at 2 rows, all I did was continue in.
Yeah, I can see.
And I used 2 pieces of wire. So you see that double length.
Yes.
And then I split them out into almost like a a square effect, and then I added the detail. So just very quickly, that's how he was kind of assembled as well.
That's good to know, actually, because I bet in a minute we've had messages of people going, but what about, how did you do the legs? How do you do the feet?
So obviously I can't go into more detail, but that's basically the way that you would approach it.
Perfect. And obviously we're thinking we're going to have a magical crocodile DVD at some point anyway, don't we?
I'll see what I can do.
Yes. In the future, we have got for you plenty more treats, 25 minutes or so to be with you live, and within those 25 minutes we're going to go fast, we're going to go furious, and we're going to bring you one of the bluest gemstones around. We are talking about, if you want royal blue, you don't need it from sapphire, you need it from kyanite. And this really is royal blue. This is what kyanite is all about. Royal, rich blue, fabulous shade of colour. And when you think about what sapphire is, to most people it's blue. And in all honesty, sapphire is a rainbow gemstone. It doesn't come in one colour, it comes in lots of shades of colour. It's just, I guess, the prestige of blue is denoted from sapphire. However, if you come to the gem trade, I'd suggest that most people would say if you want a blue gemstone to be really royal blue, then this is the gemstone you should choose. All the way from Nepal, we are taking you to the ultimate location in the Himalayas to source this world-leading natural blue gemstone. And when we start to talk about natural blue from something like sapphire, well, we've already said 95 to 99% of sapphire in the gem trade is treated to be the royal blue as we would denote it, whereas this is totally natural shades of blue. And actually, the name derives from its blue. You know, kainos in Greek means blue, lithos means gemstone, so kyanite means the blue gemstone, and that's why this has got such a rich grade of historical reverence, because truly, as much as sapphires have that grade and that prestige of royal gemstone, of precious gemstone, in all honesty, if you're going for colour type, this should be your blue gemstone of choice. If you want royal blue, you want kyanite, and that's an absolute given. To the gem trade, gemstone professionals, jewellery lovers the world over, they will offer you this gemstone before they offer you anything else if you want natural royal blue. And you've got it going on right now, 18 centimetres of that natural royal blue. 6x4 calibration is the smallest of sizes. Not exactly small 6x4 though, is it? 10x7 takes you to your largest centre oval, and all of this, look, sitting over 40 carat in a single strand. Probably one of the most ridiculous prices of the day so far, because we're obviously pushing those boundaries to give you the last chances to add to your order in our live shows. This has, of course, been a huge day, started at 8 o'clock this morning, giving you so many Brahmas of pricing, and we're absolutely adding to your order in this moment by giving you an under £20 price tag for probably one of the most magnificent shades of blue from gemstones. Under £20. If you bought from us at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and now in the 9 o'clock. Good news is you only need to buy once. You pay your postage and packaging. You can add as many times as you like. You might have got the 2 DVDs. You might have got the book. You might have got several strands and some tools along the way today. One postage and packaging, you can add this one to your order. And this is an add it to your order luxury of royal blue, natural, real royal blue gemstones, and all yours for under £20. If you would like to join us, it's a free phone number that you're dialing, or alternatively you can join us at JewelleryMaker.com. Different ways to get access to these deals. All we will say is obviously if you're putting into your basket on the web, it's not yours until you check out your basket. A little bit with the sapphire, we had 11 people put into their baskets and we had 2 left.
It's the sapphire I wanted to put that with. If you put that with
yellow.
the sapphire, yeah. Because again of the tones.
Oh.
See, I think I even prefer that a little bit more than with the blue topaz.
Wow.
Only a tiny little bit because of the depth, because of the tones.
I think you're right. You're absolutely right, actually. That does look incredible, doesn't it? Blimey. Okay. Is this the deal of the day?
Oh, I haven't seen this.
Oh, my
Because I was travelling. But no,
goodness.
I was shopping and then I travelled.
This is amazing. Right, we are going to guarantee 5 left of 5. So we started with this piece, and all I'm going to say is we will end tonight by selling this out.
Wow. Wow. That's insane. That is insane. I don't think I've ever seen opal like that before.
Do you want to know why?
Because we've never ever had opal like that before.
Do you want to know why? Because you know where we've been sourcing Ethiopian opal from, that lovely seam that sits within that mad crevasse, and you know that they have to abseil down to get to that seam, and we've spoken about that a number of times. Well, the last time the buying team, good friends of mine, gemmel hunters, gemologists went out to Ethiopia, they realised that this seam wasn't producing what it used to. Now, obviously, unless you go there, miners are not going to say, oh, we're not getting the same quality, or we're not getting the same quantity. Right, so when you go to a mine, that's when you get the inside information. And when that happened, essentially the team just went, how do we get? And they found, they actually used a team of volcanologists, so people who survey the land to find where the volcanic activity is.
That's a really cool name. I'd love to be a volcanologist.
I know, imagine.
So cool.
But they worked with a team to try and find, and they found a tiny seam, and it is literally a finite seam. And the only reason I know about this is because I know the team very well who found this seam. And the team that went essentially said, and I know this because I sold some of the finest one-of-a-kinds from this seam, and I sold, I think it was 10, and each one of them sold for around about £2,000 to £3,000 minimum.
Wow.
Minimum as a one-of-a-kind. So this is the finest grade, but it's the cream of this seam, and because it's a finite seam, because it's literally a tiny amount, and you've got the very, very best.
That is absolutely stunning.
Isn't it?
That is amazing. That's the kind of opal that I think you would see set in a silver bezel in a shop for a lot.
That's the gemstone that's set into 18 karat gold.
Oh yeah.
That I can sell for lots and lots of money.
It was still going to be a lot. It was still going to be a lot.
But I mean, that genuinely, this level of quality, it could be one of a kind in 18 karat gold. That's the level of quality I think we're offering here. Wow. No doubt. This is world leading. Now, obviously, I need to give you the heads up on the price tag. The price tag should have been £149, right? When we first came to air at 8 o'clock this morning, I absolutely 100% didn't want us to renege, so I said we were going to double figures. So we were absolutely committed. The computer said 149, but we'd actually made it a decision that we wanted to do a deal of the day for Saturday to sell out. So we said, right, we're going to go to £99.95. However, the computer said no. Computer stopped us at £126.95. It literally stopped us dead there, and it wouldn't let us take another penny off. So we had to override the system. The computer still holds at £126.95. However, the price tag that we're honouring, guaranteeing. So if you speak to the call centre now, they go, oh yes, you'd like to buy this for £99.95 because that is your price tag. The web will come up at £126.95, but it won't be the price you pay. You will be paying £99.95. Now, just to be absolutely, £150 is an amazing price tag for this grade of gemstone. So it is literally the best price tag I think I've ever done for this grade of stone. I've never seen this capacity with. I mean, I'm a 4-figure girl for this type of gemstone. Yeah. I'm a 4-figure 18 karat gold set piece, but I've sold solitaire gemstones of this capacity in that kind of price range. So that's where my comfort zone is. But for this to go to double figures, and as I say, I know it says 126.95, but that is literally the computer holding us to the lowest price. We're overriding it and guaranteeing, this is a verbal guarantee from me to you, but this is also, as you can see here at the bottom of the screen, item is £99.95, price corrected on the website and on the phone lines. There are 3 chances, right? This is going to be a sellout. This is the last chance to get hold of this deal. We will never, and I genuinely do mean never, honour a price tag of £99.95 for a strand of this distinction again. I mean, there is no way that going forward that our team, our buying team, are going to let us commit to going to double figures. I mean, this really was sailing close to the wind as breaking every rule possible to take you under £100. So if you are going to get this, this is the time to purchase. I mean, I've no hesitation saying you've got 30-day money back period. You need 30 seconds to get this home and see how good the deal is. 30 seconds, and my instinct says you'll know you've got probably one of the best deals of your life. I genuinely say the quality of this, and the amazing thing is this is the most, and if I rotate this and if I show you the quality of what you've got here, I can tell you categorically we genuinely have never seen this grade before, because this one tiny finite seam, and I do believe the seam is now closed. It literally was found, the cream came out, the one-of-a-kinds were made, probably a strand of this distinction came out, and then that was it. That's the kind of finite supply. So it wasn't like it was a year's supply or even 6 months supply. It was literally,
really
wow,
bang,
God. But that's how this gemstone forms. Yeah. If you ask in Australia right now about supply to this kind of grade of gemstone, there are dealers in Asia who are reserving gemstones that don't even exist. They are so desperate for top grade opal. They're literally giving their money, and I've got footage of one of the world's most respected Australian miners. His name's John Dunstan, right? And I've got footage of him doing an interview, and as he's doing the interview, the phone rings, and as the phone rings, he picks it up, and it's an Asian dealer trying to give him money to reserve a gemstone that he hasn't even found. And he's saying it's just crazy. I can't keep up. And when we said, when we asked the question, how much more do you need to match the supply? He said tenfold. If you could give me 10 times the quantity I could get out of the ground now, I'd still probably only just match the demand. I wouldn't supersede it, I'd just match. And that's Australian. And Australian right now is probably, in terms of this grade, is probably waning in terms of the quality that you're seeing to this strand. I have 1 strand left. Okay, I have 1 strand left. That is the deal of the day. This will be a sellout opportunity and luxury. It's been an honour to be able to present this to you. I've now got 3 buyers for 1 piece. It's either going to go to Jean, it could be going to Gloria, it could be going to a collector in London. I've got 3 interested parties, but only one to secure this final opportunity. Your deal, your price tag, and I will reiterate, I apologise that there is a little bit of a graphical glitch on this, but that is basically because we've taken it lower than we should. £126.95 is a great price tag. I mean, that would be amazing. This is not the price you're paying, though. This is the price you're paying. £99.95. This is guaranteed to be a double figure price tag. We guaranteed at 8 o'clock this morning. It was probably the first thing I uttered as we joined you at 8 o'clock this morning, that I was guaranteeing this as a double figure deal, and it's probably one of the last things I'm going to utter this evening. I don't know who's going to get it. I can tell you now, I've just been given a list of 5 buyers for the final strand. Now, leaving in your basket, all I can tell you is that means you're probably not going to get it. Checking out your basket now, you've got a chance. I've got a phone buyer coming through as well, which means that this is literally, it's Russian roulette as to if you're going to be the lucky one to secure. If you are going to guarantee this, massive congratulations. And of course, don't forget, in this moment in time, you have got a 30-day money back period. You have got time to change. You have got time to, who got it? Oh, it's gone to Wendy. Oh, congratulations, Wendy. Sorry if you missed out. I've got a collector who missed out in London. I've got Elaine who's missed out. I've got a phone buyer who's still holding on the line. So congratulations there if you got that, Wendy. Absolutely amazing deal. And that has got to be one of my finest pieces of opal we've ever presented.
I'm just literally mesmerised by it. It's absolutely stunning. My mind was going, oh, you need this.
I know. And it is that moment. Yeah. I mean, every one of them has got that.
It has. That centre one, for me, would be a pendant, and...
No, I know. And that's just the thing. So we gave Claire a strand, and she just...
You gave Claire a strand? I should be having words with Claire.
Yes, she made a five pendant design, and it was just, but the single stones on the wrist were just amazing. She did a single pendant, and I was like, I want that piece of jewellery. That's the thing. And one of the things that amazed me, I know.
Look at this teeny tiny one right on the end.
But it's
look
still...
at the end of that. Look at that. It's just like, wow.
And the thing is that if you know at that price tag, normally we'd do that much, but then to know you've got all of that left.
And that centre one is the one that just keeps catching my eye. That is just amazing. Amazing,
amazing, amazing. Congratulations. That is what you'd classify as a trooper of a deal of the day, but it is now a sell-out deal. Congratulations if you have been successful on that. Do I want to do 3 metres of pearl? Yes, of course I do. I shall do it now for you, Phil. Look, just think, Phil, you've only got how many more minutes with me? How many more minutes have we got together, Phil? 9.5. This is my last time to work with our Phil before he heads off into pastures new. He says he's going to try and come back and fill some cover gaps, so we might get a chance if we're lucky. You know, if we're lucky. Mike, you're not going yet, though, are you? Yeah. Oh, Mike's also leaving because he's got his own personal business that he's had. Oh, it's probably quite a good thing after being on telly for ages to be able to hide. But our gorgeous Mike is also leaving, but not yet. So I still get a chance to be able to work with you, gorgeous Mike, don't I? Yay! Yay! We have got for you an amazing quality. Hang on a minute. 3 metres. But I was thinking when you were going to say 3 metres, they were going to be small, like, you know, 4 or 5 mil for 3 metres. No.
No.
6 to 7 mil, 8 to 9 mil, 10 to 11 mil. And do you fancy lowest price ever? Whoa.
No.
They're 6 to 7 mil, they're 8 to 9 mil, and they're 10 to 11 mil. And they're under £30. 3 luxury. That's got to be the lowest price ever.
I don't think Phil's going to be able to come back.
Yeah, exactly. You said you were going to try and leave the door open for covering and helping us out.
Isn't going to leave the door open.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to shut the door. They're going to change the locks. They're going to put a bolt at the top and say, keep that bloke out if you're going to do prices like that. Wowzers. Oh, Wendy says, thank you, ladies. I got it. So happy. Wendy, I can't wait for you to get that home. I cannot wait for that delivery to come to your door. I mean, it'd be lovely to hear from you. Next time I'm on, if you get a chance, just message me in and let me know what you thought of it. I would love to hear from you. And of course, if you make anything and put it on the wall of fame, I'll certainly, I mean, I watch from home, so hopefully I get to see the jewellery that you make, because I think it's an amazing deal. So congratulations, Wendy. I'm really thrilled for you. You've got here 3 metres, but that's 3 metres of big pearls. 3 metres, 6 to 7's a great size, classic pearl. But 8 to 9, well, that's going beyond your average size. And 10 to 11 is classified as a luxury pearl. So to get 3 metres that indulge upon that, that's meterage 1. That's meterage 2.
This is insane.
Isn't it? Especially for the price tag. That's less than £10. Has it taken me that long to work out? Yeah. It has been a long day. I mean, just to be
fair,
clear,
you've been here I dread to think what time you arrived.
Yeah, and I was up, I think it's something like 4:30 this morning. So I think it's
doing really well.
Yeah, thanks.
You are.
Thanks. Actually, I'm perky. Yeah.
So you've gone on to the other side now. You're like, yeah, I'm fine. I don't know what you're on about. I'm absolutely good.
Let me just show you. That's 10 metres. Of a £10 for each metre of £10 for each metre of pearls. If I was sat at home right now, I'd just go and buy those because I just wouldn't have a hesitation. I will guarantee I will get my money back from that. Guarantee.
Wow, I'm shocked. And again, if you do things like your pearl knotting, or if you like to just do like a very classic style of jewellery. But for me, look, earrings with the larger ones. You can do 3 of them, one of each size on a headpin. That would look beautiful.
And the thing is that I don't know anybody who doesn't wear pearls. I don't think of anybody who sits outside the boundaries of not enjoying, whether it's bracelets, whether it's necklines, whether it's earrings, you know. And actually, I think generationally, you know, I think it's across the board. You know, I think that for perhaps tradition, it used to be perhaps, you know, your cashmere jumper and a nice pearl. But that's totally out the window these days. I was at a friend's it's a big school meeting the other day, and 3 or 4 of the ladies there, you know, were all similar ages, and you know, 3 or 4 of them wearing just lovely classic pearl bracelets. A couple of them were wearing peacock pearls, a couple of them were wearing classic pearls, a couple of them wearing pearl earrings. Pearls are everywhere, but they're just easy wear piece of jewellery, aren't they? But you've got easy wear in 3 meters. Sorry, I nearly punched you in the face there, didn't I? I mean, that's the way to end a show. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Phil.
But you can see, I mean, if you want to create drama, you could do just 3 incredible lariat necklaces. And because of the price tag, you can afford to do that. You know, normally, you know, a metre of pearls, it would be a considered purchase of £30.
But just because you've paid, just because of the price that you're paying for it, doesn't mean that you sell it for that price.
No, of course not.
You know, you still keep that association. I mean, look at that. That's beautiful.
Yeah, nice torsade necklace.
Yeah.
You know, just something as traditional as that. You could imagine that selling in a boutique jeweller's for a lot of money.
And we're in the right month.
We certainly are.
We are in the right month.
We are, of course. Pearl is June's birthstone alongside Moonstone and Alexandrite.
Which we had earlier on, not the Alexandrite, because I don't think I've ever seen that gemstone.
Have you not?
No.
See, I bought it. I got Russian Alexandrite about 10 years ago. And I got a friend who had just had hers valued. I nearly squealed. The price of Alexandrite is just ludicrous these days. Yeah. So I was really lucky. I don't know. We should try and see if we can get some Alexandrite, shouldn't we?
I think it's been attempted, but like you say, it's just so hard to get.
Yeah, but we said that about Colombian Emerald and we got it.
True.
You know, never say never. I'm one of those that says always keep the positive. The glass is half full, not half empty. Right then. Oh, apparently I can have one more choice. What shall we do? What do you fancy? Go on, Laurie, you can choose. What shall we do?
Oh, I don't know. Pressure. Where you go? I reckon it will just,
Lovely. We're going for tropical holiday turquoise colours. I love this turquoise Amazonite because it's not Amazonite as we know it, because Amazonite's normally a powder blue. This has got that turquoise ocean feel about it.
You can see the structure of it, can't you? The formation of it within the gemstone, that kind of the way that it's almost got like little stripes going through it. I think it's
love
beautiful.
This gemstone, and I love it for summertime. I mean, for me, you know, heading out to the shops in my break today and just having a look around, and there's so many like summer clothes, but just a little couple of summer accessory wristwear pieces, you know, maybe a nice pearl, a pearl bracelet.
They would go lovely with those pearls.
Yeah, wouldn't it? Pearl bracelet. I'd stack it with maybe this size, and I'd just do that.
Oh, look
just
at that.
And I'm ready for my holidays. Maybe a little silver beaded bracelet.
Yeah.
You know, just something just to break up the colourway. That would be it. Just stacked. You don't have to think about them. Stretchy bracelets, they're not complicated to make. You've got the quality of this colour bursting out, turquoise Amazonite, all the way from Peru. And we're going to prove how good we are with the price tag by bringing you that deal at just $16.95. An amazing opportunity. It's a free phone number that you dial. You can join us at JewelleryMaker.com if you could prefer. And we have got 82 carats genuine gemstones here with us, making them affordable as possible. Absolutely delightful colour qualities that we can introduce to you from these world respected and globally recognised elite gemstones. An amazing treat indeed for just £16.95. An amazing treat. If you have already joined us today at any point, of course, don't forget you can add to your order, and we will continue with giving you the chance to add to your order for another couple of hours as we go into our pre-record. So you continue all the way through till midnight tonight. If you've joined me at 8 o'clock this morning, you can continue to keep on adding, and it has been a brilliant day. I've had a lovely time. I've missed everyone. I know I've been away for a while, but It's not that I haven't tried to come, it's just busy, but I'm hoping that I get to join you. But I don't think I'll get to work with the gorgeous Phil again. So, Phil, it's been an absolute privilege and a pleasure to work with you, bud. Yeah, you're a great guy, and we're wishing you all the very, very best in the future. From me to you, thank you for everything that you've done for us, and it's a pleasure. We have got lots and lots still to look forward to in this weekend. Thank you to you. The energy, the creativity, everything that you've done, the inspiration is truly gratefully received. Thanks for your company. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you tomorrow live from 8 AM. Bye-bye.